How about their defensive coordinator, Rex Ryan, and their unfamiliar scheme that really confuses your offensive line and forces your quarterback to make mistakes? The intimidating leadership of Ray Lewis. He is the enforcer. He is the reason why this defense has yet to allow a 100-yard rusher in their last 25 games. And then the athletic, ball-hawking talents of Ed Reed. 35 interceptions over the last 7 years, the most in the National Football League.
Well, it's been an eventful week, to say the least, for Terrell Suggs. AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his efforts against Miami in the victory last week. But then in a radio interview earlier this week, the word bounty came up in reference to the Pittsburgh Steelers and Hines Ward. The NFL has delivered the message, and the message is bounty activity, any talk of it could result in significant disciplinary action for Suggs or the Ravens. And Terrell Suggs, we talked to him about, he said, look, it was blown out of proportion. You're not going to hear any talk of that ever again. Well, we do know that Joe Flacco last week played mistake-free football in their win over Miami.
And he has to continue to do so today against the Oakland Raiders. The 7 interceptions, he's got to erase it. He talked to us about it yesterday. Ball security has to be #1 for Joe Flacco.
Now we know the Oakland Raiders are going to look to go after the young quarterback. Tom Cable, the interim head coach of the Raiders, got an emotional win last week. His first as a head coach. Overtime victory over the New York Jets. Sebastian Janikowski, 57-yard field goal. Cable told us he was really proud of the way that Jamarcus Russell handled himself, his young quarterback, in the fourth quarter, in overtime, showing leadership abilities. But Solomon, as we take a look at your film review, Russell needs some help from his wide receivers.
Yeah, the guys who have to show up are his wide receivers, particularly Javon Walker at the top. And then last week, I think they did that. They used the play-action fake to create some openings over the middle of the field. And Jamarcus Russell doing an excellent job with ball handling. The receivers gave it a look as if they were going to stretch the field, but watch the sense of timing and the reading of the openings in that secondary by both the quarterback and wide receiver. They made plays in the fourth quarter and in overtime last week. Now they have to carry it over to this week.
Well, Russell is not going to have a weapon at his disposal this week. That's because the rookie, Darren McFadden, the running back, is inactive today with a turf toe injury. They were hoping to use him in some potential wild hog formations. Right now, it's time for Home Depot's tools to victory.
I think for the Oakland Raiders, the tool to victory has to be their quarterback, Jamarcus Russell. He cannot hide in this offense. He's got to make plays against a very difficult and tough, intimidating Ravens defense. Willis McGahee, well, he's just got to show up and rush for 100 yards as he did last week. Have to be able to do it for 2 consecutive weeks. And then the Raiders, they have to achieve the impossible. Run the ball with their talented running backs, and then they've got to show that they can have a final finish in the fourth quarter as they did 1 week ago. The Ravens, man-to-man coverage has to be an easy read for the young quarterback, Joe Flacco. And then the Ravens defense must create turnovers and produce points.
For more Home Depot player stats, log on to CBSSports.com. Raiders and the Ravens, we've got all the action coming up. We'll be back with JB and the pregame festivities from London in a moment. You're watching the NFL on CBS. 71,000 fans expected to be on hand here at M&T Bank Stadium for the Ravens and the Raiders, the NFL on CBS. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots, the rest of our CBS crew. The Raiders have won the toss and have elected to receive. So Matt Stover, the veteran, will kick off to Johnny Lee Higgins, speedy and slim return man for the Raiders. Oakland looking to make it back-to-back wins. They knocked off the Jets last week. Ravens trying to do the same. A victory in Miami. We're underway from Baltimore. And Johnny Lee Higgins is buried as he crossed the 20-yard line. Brendan Ion by Dejo on special teams makes the stop. It's a 15-yard return. And the Raiders offense now on the field with Jamarcus Russell only making his 8th career start. It's in his 2nd year. Joe Flacco's making his 7th career start. Russell, though, last week did not make any big mistakes. 17 of 30, 203 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions in the victory over the Jets. Tom Cable. We talked about how Sundays are a result of what you emphasize during the week. Third downs, red zone, fourth quarter play. Justin Fargas will see a lot of action today because of the injury to McFadden. Bannon and Price are there defensively to bring him down. It's a gain of 1. Let's take a look at this offense for the Oakland Raiders, and Robert Gallery has finally found a home at left guard, trying to shed that bust label that had been driven home over the last 4 years. Backs and receivers, Cable very impressed with the play of Chaz Schillens, the rookie out of San Diego State, who has supplanted Ronald Curry in the starting lineup at wide receiver alongside Javon Walker. On 2nd and long, Russell trying to put it in the air. Russell in trouble and sacked. Terrell Suggs, Defensive Player of the Week. And Suggs came up huge last week in the victory over Miami.
He's coming off the top against the left tackle, Quayne Harris. And Jamarcus Russell does an excellent job of feeling that pressure and is able to elude it. But as he tries to spin out, just credit the athleticism and the hustle of Terrell Suggs, who still is able to get the sack. They are going to have to give him some help. Suggs is off to a Pro Bowl season. They lose 13 yards on the play.
Had a 44-yard interception return for a touchdown last week. This is a 3-receiver set. 3rd and long, draw play, Fargas to the outside and caught from behind. Jared Johnson helped make sure that Fargas didn't get to the clear. And the second level, an 8-yard gain. Raiders go 3 and out to open play.
No, Justin Fargas has some speed, and I'm really surprised the way that Jared Johnson was able to haul him down, didn't lose contain on the play, and was able to run down Justin Fargas. So the athleticism in this 3-4 defense is coming to bear on this first possession.
Shane Leckler has the highest career punting average in NFL history, nearly 47 yards per punt. Jim Leonard, dependable return man, waiting. Leonard up the middle and tripped up just as he was about to hit midfield. A 16-yard return. Luke Lawton making the play on special teams, and the Ravens will have tremendous field position to start out. Well, he's Joe the quarterback, Joe Flacco. And in his rookie season, ups and downs. But what was the focus from head coach John Harbaugh? Take care of the football, Joe.
It really is about ball security for Joe Flacco. He is the starting quarterback. It's his job. He holds on to the ball. He holds on to his job.
Todd Heap, the motion man. And flags come down.
False start. Number 71 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, Jeff Triplett all over it. Jared Gaither picks it up in his second year out of Maryland. And not the way that John Harbaugh was envisioning the way this day would start on offense.
No, they had excellent field position, still pretty good position on the field, but when you're battling 1st and 15, put your quarterback in a difficult position.
So on first down, first play from scrimmage now for Baltimore's offense. McClain, the motion man, they'll give it to McGahee, and running into a crowd. McGahee, maybe a half-yard gain. Ricky Brown, first man there to make the play for the Raiders. Let's take a look at the starting offense for the Baltimore Ravens. Some changes on the offensive line because of injuries. Adam Terry is down with a knee injury, so the 4-time Pro Bowler Willie Anderson, not a bad guy to turn to step in on that right side. Backs and receivers, McGahee went over 100 yards last week, and Derek Mason has been the target for Joe Flacco. He's got 33 catches this season. The next highest total on the Ravens, Mark Clayton with 13. Flacco backing up and dropped. LaRon McClain couldn't hold on to it, but he would have had a tough time getting back to the line of scrimmage anyway off that high throw. Raiders defensively, injury to Derek Burgess, missing his 3rd straight game, so the veteran Kalimba Edwards steps into the starting lineup at right defensive end. Linebackers, Kirk Morrison continues to make plays. One of the leaders on this defense, had 9 tackles and a forced fumble in the overtime win last week. And in the secondary, Nnamdi Asomugha playing at a Pro Bowl level. You pair him up with D'Angelo Hall, and one of the best tandems at quarterback in the National Football League. 3rd and 14 for Baltimore. Flacco airing it out. Deep ball on a go route. And incomplete. Demetrius Williams, the intended target. And Hall, along with Huff, there in coverage. The Ravens go 3 and out.
Teams have been going after D'Angelo Hall, and you can tell he's coming out understanding that, they're coming after him. I'm sure he's thinking, this rookie quarterback is going to try me. And so, yeah, if you've been giving up big plays, teams are going to force you to come out and play better. And that time, D'Angelo Hall was really playing good defense.
Sam Cook leads the NFL in net average on punts, 42.9. And Johnny Lee Higgins lets that one bounce. And it takes a roll for Baltimore. Oakland pinned back deep in their own territory at the 7. 48-yard punt and perfectly placed. We're scoreless. Well, we're not exactly expecting a shootout here in Baltimore with the Ravens and Raiders, and if the first possession for these two offenses is any indication, it's going to be a defensive, hard-nosed day. Raiders take over with Fargas getting the call, and he gets caught right away by Suggs. Boy, is he fired up today, a loss of 1. Well, Darren McFadden not available. You and I sat down with him yesterday. He was upbeat. He felt good about the game plan this week. I actually thought he was going to get some touches maybe at quarterback.
Yeah, and that Wildcat offense, which is especially designed for him. He said, we've been working on it, but due to that toe injury, said, we just haven't been able to use it in a ball game. He was actually looking forward to playing in this game.
Major disappointment for him. Had 164 yards rushing in that Week 2 victory over Kansas City. So Justin Fargas looking for a running lane. He had the legs churning but didn't have enough room to work with a 4-yard gain. Trevor Price cut him down for Baltimore.
The Oakland Raiders come into this game expecting to be able to run the ball. They cannot put it all on the shoulders of their young quarterback, Jamarcus Russell. This Raiders offensive line, coached by Tom Capel himself, they expect to be physical at the point of attack. I think he's given this team a new resolve, a new sense of toughness, and he will call players out if they don't execute.
Raiders come in averaging 143 yards per game rushing. That's second in the AFC to Tennessee. This is a 3rd and 7 for Oakland. Out of the gun, Russell. Rush coming. Look out! Sacked! Jameel McClain for the safety. And Baltimore takes the lead thanks to their defense.
It was a jailbreak, a race to the quarterback to get to Jamarcus Russell, who has to sense it a little bit better and get rid of the ball. And then the right tackle, Corin Green, he's beaten immediately. They're beating up the middle as well. Get rid of the ball now. But before he can get rid of it, the defense is pouncing upon him.
Ravens are on the board. First career sack for the rookie at a... Well, for Jameel McClain, the rookie out of Syracuse, not far from his hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. About an hour and change away, and he got the sack and the safety. Free kick for Shane Leckler. Jim Leonard is back there, and Leonard will field it at the 15. Leonard with a cut, and able to cross the 30-yard line, and that's where the Ravens will take over. Johnny Lee Higgins, the play on special teams. The MetLife Blimp. Snoopy 3 providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife Blimps as they team up with CBS for more coverage this fall. Bird's eye view of the action below between the Ravens and the Raiders. Baltimore comes in at 3-3. 2-0 may actually hold up in this game.
It sure will. I mean, you talk to Ray Lewis, he'll tell you, get us 2 points. Get us 3 points. We'll make it hold up.
So Baltimore takes over. First and 10 just across the 30. Here's Flacco forced out of the pocket, throwing on the run and throws it away. Kalimba Edwards providing the pressure on Joe Flacco. Edwards filling in for the injured Derek Burgess.
We talked about it at the top. Joe Flacco's need to protect the football. I think the only time you put a win in jeopardy in Baltimore is when the quarterback has betrayed the team by turning it over. Yes, this is a very good defense, particularly on the front end. They can stop you from running it. They're a little bit wounded on the back end in their secondary, but if the quarterback plays well, makes good decisions with the football, they stand an excellent chance of winning.
How about this? Former Heisman Trophy winner Troy Smith checked into the game and now calls a timeout. Now Baltimore was looking to catch the Oakland Raiders napping, but it didn't pan out. Yeah, the officials just met up with Troy Smith. There might have been an issue with the helmet sticker that indicates that you're part of the system in terms of calling plays. You can only have one player on the field at one time. As Smith tried to enter, LaRon McClain gets the carry and loses his helmet in the process. It's a 5-yard gain. So as Smith came onto the field, you had Smith out there along with Joe Flacco.
And now you're seeing with a different helmet that doesn't have the green dot, which signifies that you have that communication device in your helmet, the same that Joe Flacco has. So you can't have two players at one time with that communication system in the helmet.
Demetrius Williams, third wide receiver on a 3rd and 5 out of the gun. Flacco throwing right at the line. Todd Heap, and he's got a first down. That was a question that we posed to head coach John Harbaugh, trying to get Heap more involved. And Solomon, Harbaugh said flat out, his job is to get himself involved.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to look and fish for reasons why Todd Heap wasn't getting the ball. John Harbaugh says, hey, it's really up to him. He's got to be the guy to get himself open, and we'll get him the ball. And I think that's really just trying not to put too much on Joe Flacco, to just stay within his progression. And now you see Troy Smith back on the football field.
So Flacco is lined up as a receiver, and Troy Smith out of Ohio State, the 2006 Heisman Trophy winner, gets the call. Smith carries it himself up the middle, and not a whole lot there. Modest gain, 3 yards. Kirk Morrison, first man to greet him, and then the rest of the Raiders came and finished him off.
Oh, you can't play it any better than Kirk Morrison, the middle linebacker for the Oakland Raiders, did on that play. Rob Ryan, the defensive coordinator of the Oakland Raiders, has his team well prepared. You got to imagine this Oakland Raiders defense sees this play in practice when Darren McFadden is running it. So they do have some familiarity with that Wildcat formation.
Well, we've got the Ryan reunion here with Rob Ryan, defensive coordinator of the Raiders, Rex Ryan, defensive coordinator of the Ravens, Buddy Ryan, their dad, is in attendance. McClain drops it. On the little swing pass to the fullback, McClain unable to hold on.
You know, early on, I think players have to understand why offensive coordinators call certain plays. If you're LaRon McClain, you've got to understand why you've got to make that catch for your young quarterback, Joe Flacco. The reason why it's called by their coordinator, Cam Cameron, is to get the young quarterback some early completions, get him into rhythm, and get the chains moving.
Chris Johnson comes in as an extra defensive back in the nickel. Empty backfield for Flacco. Wobbly throw and incomplete in the direction of Derek Mason. And the Ravens will punt once again.
Oh, what happened was Mason slipped and fell when he came out of his break. So Joe Flacco tried to hold it, but the ball just slipped right out of his hand. So certainly not the chemistry and continuity you're looking for early in the game for this Baltimore Ravens offense.
Flacco is 1 of 6 so far. Sam Cook, tremendous punt in his first attempt, 48 yards, pinned the Raiders back to the 7. That helps set up the safety for this Baltimore defense. Johnny Lee Higgins standing at his own 8-yard line. Cook, he'll sometimes use a rugby drop. It creates some funky bounces. And that one makes a beeline towards the sideline, out of bounds, just across the 25. Only a 29-yard punt. Raiders on offense, trailing 2-0 when we come back. Well, inclement weather yesterday. Boy, did it ever clear up today. Nothing but blue skies here in Baltimore, with the Ravens leading the Raiders 2-0. Justin Fargas trying to break free and cannot. A 2-yard gain. Bart Scott makes the play on defense for Baltimore. The Ravens defense, like they do every week, Solomon, they come to play.
Yeah, they've come out on fire, wreaking havoc on this offense, shutting down the run game, putting pressure on Jamarcus Russell, and then putting points on the board. We told you at the top they needed to get turnovers and then turn those turnovers into points. Right now, Rex Ryan has his defense on the hunt.
Each team's got a Ryan. Each team has a excellent defense, but Baltimore's just playing at an elite level right now, and that was Marcus Douglas. The key also, Solomon, everybody's getting involved. It's not been Ray Lewis on every play. It's been Suggs. It's been Price. It's been Douglas. It's been Scott.
91, Marcus Douglas. Penetration will kill the running game. Marcus Douglas knows it all too well. And you talked about the variety of players. I think every guy on this defense plays as if they're on offense. They know they can make big plays.
Corey Ivy is in as the nickel back for the Baltimore defense. This is a 3rd and 11 for Oakland. Russell on the give. And Fargas will get stacked up. Jameel McClain helping to chase him down. It's a 3-yard gain, and the Raiders have done absolutely nothing on offense so far.
Watch McClain, 53. He's a guy, he goes flat. He knows the run is away, and he'll come flat here, and then he goes down the line of scrimmage and will be able to make the tackle on the other side. He actually came through the middle of the line of scrimmage and then flattened it out, but still able to get the kind of penetration you want to shut down the run game.
They have 9 plays on offense, the Raiders, with -9 yards total. Leckler to punt. Jim Leonard standing at his own 20, waiting for Baltimore. Returnable. And Leonard is brought down quickly at the 25. Trevor Scott makes the play. A 47-yard punt. Now Raider Nation travels. They don't like what they've seen so far. 2-0 Ravens. First Baltimore safety since October of 2006. That's when Ed Reed did the honor. So 2 years have gone by.
Okay, all right.
And Baltimore with a 2-0 lead on Oakland. 6:09 to play in the first. Raiders have -9 yards of offense. Solomon. Baltimore has 15 yards of offense.
Yeah, the offensive yards have been tough to come by. Both defenses are dialed in.
Flacco faked the pitch. Hand off to McClain. Breaks a tackle. And LaRon McClain's got a first down. Second of the day for Baltimore as he hits the 40-yard line. Good block by the left guard. Ben Grubb's 14-yard pickup.
They run it off this side, and here's when they come back to that left side behind Grubb 66 and Gaither 71. That's where they're making their money, and he is the guy I think that can hit it up the middle. LaRon McClain, 260 pounds in his second year out of Alabama. I think teamed up with Willis McGahee, they can really do damage to your defense.
And he's proved he's much more than a short yardage option at fullback. With McGahee not being 100%, McGahee gets the carry there, picks up a yard and a half as the Raiders were prepared for that run up the middle. Morrison and Jabril Wilson in on the stop.
Well, this is an offense that I think they have to be able to rely on their ability to run the ball. It does take pressure off Joe Flacco, and that's where the talent is. Willis McGahee last week over 100 yards rushing. They have Ray Rice. They have LaRon McClain. They can throw 3 different backs at you that give you something a little different.
54% of their plays are running plays. That's the second highest percentage in the NFL behind Tennessee. Mason gets involved with a short gainer. D'Angelo Hall, the coverage out on the perimeter, give him a pickup of 3 through the air. NFL Today update. First of the day, we go to New York and JB.
Ian and Solomon, the New England Patriots have won 12 straight regular season games over NFC opponents. They're on the scoreboard here when Ben Jarvis Green Ellis with a 2-yard run, capping a 13-play, 73-yard drive. New England up by 4 over St. Louis. Ian and Solomon.
Matt Castle, Ben Jarvis, Green, Ellis. Who are these guys exactly? These are the Patriots that we always knew.
But they're still being coached by the same guy.
Good point.
Timeout. Baltimore.
Well, the Ravens have just used their second timeout, only 1 remaining, and we still have 4:18 left to play in this first quarter with Baltimore in front, 2-0. Coach, and he felt like that aired out a lot of the issues that the players had up until that point. Here's Flacco off the timeout, throwing deep ball, had his man open and could not make the connection to Willis McGahee. Takes a shot from Jabril Wilson, but a missed opportunity for the Baltimore offense down the field.
Well, he had McGahee open. He was coming right up the seam, and Flacco's got to be able to drop this one over the top and lay it into him. He's going to get hit anyway. He was certainly open and certainly missed on the opportunity. Jabril Wilson letting them know, don't try to come back in the next quarter and try the same play.
Sam Cook punting, Johnny Lee Higgins returning from the 9. That hit from the side, moved forward to the 16-yard line, and that's exactly where the Raiders will take over after the 7-yard return. Wilcox on the hit. Well, penalty marker on the play. Jeff Triplett pointing in the direction of where the catch was made and where some of the activity took place. This team last week, 14 penalties, a season high.
The kick. Holding. Number 31 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's Hiram Eugene picking up the hold.
Yeah, and 9 of those 14 penalties for the Raiders last week were either a defender jumping off sides, a false start, or an offsides call. So you're talking unforced errors by the Raiders. That really does put the team in a very difficult position.
Now they rank number 6 overall in total penalties this season. This one will back them up. And Russell out of his own end zone. Swings it over the middle to Tony Stewart. And Ray Lewis was ready for it. 5-yard gain on first down.
Oh, this one, they do set it up really well. They create an excellent window for Jamarcus Russell. You see him going through his progression, but watch the tackle by Ray Lewis. He doesn't tackle anyone lightly, does he?
No.
If he hits you, you go down hard and you go down quickly.
I don't think lightly is in his vocabulary for anything. So the Raiders are now up to -4 total yards. Up the middle and not a whole lot there. 2-yard gain. So the Raiders do not have the services of Darren McFadden today. It's going to be Justin Fargas and Michael Bush getting the opportunity for Oakland running the football.
Well, I think they've got to find something that works. Greg Knapp, their offense coordinator, has got to be able to find something that they can do consistently on offense. Right now, they can't run it very well because the blocking's not too good up front. Here, Jamarcus Russell on 3rd down. Stretch the field and dump it off and hope your guys underneath can break a tackle to create a first down.
Out of the gun, Russell will hand it off and doesn't get there. Bush against Suggs. And Terrell Suggs continues to be a menace out there for the Ravens.
Well, right now, the offensive line for the Oakland Raiders, they're just getting beat. They're much bigger than the defenders up front for the Baltimore Ravens, but the quickness up front of Terrell Suggs and the other linebackers and defensive linemen for Baltimore is just beating the much bigger and stronger offensive linemen for the Oakland Raiders.
On 4th down, Shane Leckler will punt it. Jim Leonard standing at his own 38-yard line for the Ravens. Here's Leonard. Open lane. Jim Leonard down the sideline and tripped up inside the 20. Luke Lawton able to save a touchdown, but it's a 45-yard return off the 53-yard punt.
It's the most offense we've seen all day. Maybe it's enough to help this Raiders offense to get into the end zone. Leonard's a guy that, he's playing safety, filling in for Landry, but his ability to make plays on special teams where he came over from Buffalo. We know Buffalo has excellent special team players. Jim Leonard was one of them and now brings that ability over to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yamon Figures not available because of a knee injury, so Leonard steps in and looks where he sets up the Baltimore offense now. 1st and 10 from the 17. McGahee trying to bounce it to the outside. Breaks free for a moment. Richardson able to slow him down, and then the Raiders were able to make the play. Thomas Howard wraps him up. 1-yard gain.
Willis McGahee has to stick to the play called in the huddle. He's going to come off the field right now. He actually, I think, broke away from his read. No way was that play designed to hit outside. You got to stick it underneath your tackle. Willie Anderson, who had his guy blocked, but when you tried to get outside, made for an easy tackle for the Oakland Raiders.
All right, a second opportunity here for Troy Smith. With Flacco lined up as a receiver to the outside. Smith takes from the handoff. Smith stays on his feet. And cut down from behind by Ricky Brown.
You know what? I'm sure Troy Smith says, you know what, I normally beat linebackers, but not on the NFL level. I think on the college level, he would have easily outran a player like Ricky Brown to get to the end zone, but Brown much faster. His 3rd year out of Boston College, played it excellent, showed a burst of speed himself to run down Troy Smith.
Do you like where the league is headed right now with all of these wild?
I like it. You know what? You get more talent on the field and you break that conventionality that we're so used to seeing.
On a 3rd and 1, Flacco to McGahee. Runs it inside. He's got a first down. So 1st and goal for the Ravens after a 5-yard gain by McGahee. Time winding down in this first quarter. Baltimore up 2-0.
Little birdie by the name of Cam Cameron just told Willis McGahee, we need you to stick it in there. Plant that foot in the ground. Get going downhill. Do not try to run it outside. Yards are to be gained pressing the line of scrimmage.
1st and goal inside the 5. Flacco sets the line, trying to send Gaither over to the right side. They've run out of time at the end of this first quarter. Baltimore with a 2-0 lead on Oakland. They've got a chance to add to their total when we come back. For important game for the Baltimore Ravens. They have 3 straight road games coming up on their schedule: at Cleveland, at Houston, at the Giants. So a home game today against the Oakland Raiders with a chance to go over the 500 mark. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots, and the rest of our CBS crew with you from M&T Bank Stadium.
Right now, this Baltimore Ravens offense is knocking at the door, and they've got to be able to make some plays down inside the red zone. And that's where games are won. You get this kind of opportunity set up by your special teams, and the punt return by Jim Leonard. Got to be able to turn it into points.
Well, you want to talk about mixing things up here. Haloti Ngata right now is on offense for the Baltimore Ravens. Handoff, McGahee running lane. Oh, looked like he was going to get there. And comes up short.
Looked like they were running right behind Haloti Ngata, who's clearing the way. Big number 92 right there at that right tackle position. Look at him getting to the next level. Now he's got to just learn to stick to a jersey. Clearing the way. The guys were able to come off for the Raiders and still make the tackle and prevent a touchdown.
2nd and goal now for Baltimore. Handoff, McGahee powers in. Touchdown, Ravens.
How about number 92, Haloti Ngata? They run right behind him again. They're missing Adam Terry, an offensive tackle at that right tackle position, so you bring in Haloti Ngata, gets you another big body. He's an athletic guy as well, but he's a guy that can get you a block. There he is, 92. Look at that, pushing guys back into the end zone.
Ngata, 6'4", 345 pounds. He's an outstanding defensive lineman, agile, but massive. He's a load. Stover, the extra point. 5 plays, 17 yards. It was all set up by the Leonard punt return of 46 yards. McGahee gets the touchdown. And the Baltimore Ravens with a 9-0 lead on the Raiders. We're just underway in the second quarter. Fluid drain from his left knee last week after the victory in Miami. McGahee went over 100 yards for the first time all season last week. Baltimore Ravens, they get the touchdown. Jim Leonard had the long return to help set it up. And a 9-0 lead for Baltimore. Stover kicking off to Johnny Lee Higgins. Higgins from the 2. Cuts it to the outside and then nowhere else to go as he's brought down at the 20-yard line. 19-yard return, and time right now for the wisdom of Solomon.
Harbaugh is a former special teams coach of the year with the Eagles, and I think there's a reason why special team coaches go on to be successful head coaches.
He's got to grow out his hair like Reeves, though. That was impressive. Flag throw, as the Oakland Raiders offense has been absolutely dormant. Illegal man downfield. Call against the Raiders. Jeff Triplett. Tom Cable claiming, hey, there was a hold on the other end by Brandon McKinney.
Ineligible downfield. Number 64 in the offense. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
So Jake Grove called ineligible downfield. First 4 possessions for the Raiders. Boy, -4, -7, 2 yards, and then their longest drive of the day, 7 yards.
I would say they're going nowhere, but it seems like they're going backwards.
Well, they actually are. Total yards -2. No first downs today. Russell on the play fake. Russell throwing. High throw hauled in by Walker. And Javon Walker has got Oakland its first down of the afternoon. It covers 15 yards through the air. Strong throw by Russell. NFL Today update. Let's go to JB in New York.
Ian and Solomon, here's a play going forward. No quit in these Rams, coached by Jim Haslett. Mark Bulger up top to Donnie Avery. 69 yards is what it turns out to be. 5 plays, 88 yards, 10-7 Rams over the Patriots. Back to Ian Eagle and Solomon Wilcots.
Now, Donnie Avery is starting to make a name for himself.
Every week we look up and he's becoming a human highlight reel.
Russell throwing to the outside, and Michael Bush. Bush able to make a cut and move forward to the 44-yard line. Ray Lewis and Jim Leonard collaborate to bring him down about an 8.5-yard gain through the air.
Oh, Michael Bush is a very big back, 6'1", 245 pounds, but very nifty abilities and skills in the open field. Able to make a guy miss, still make the nice catch, supple moves, and his ability to catch the ball. I don't think you could say enough about him. He's a guy that could be a really good player for the Ravens.
Officially in his first year out of Louisville, he was recovering from a broken leg that he suffered at Louisville. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Bart Scott helping to sniff it out with McKinney and Ray Lewis. No gain on the play as Fargas could not break free. Another update, JB in New York.
Drew Brees, first game against his old team, hooking up here with Devery Henderson. Brees with his nice escapability there. 13th touchdown toss of the season. Point after is no good. Saints on top, 9-3 over San Diego. Back to Ian and Solomon.
A competitive game across the pond. Justin Griffith getting the call and trying to push that pile out across the 45-yard line. 2-yard gain. It's enough for a first down. New set of downs for Oakland to work with. Finally, they've got something going here on offense.
Yeah, I think it's because they were able to come with some play action fake, and then wide receiver like Javon Walker making a play down the field. And I think they're starting to slow down that pass rush just a little bit by the Ravens. The Ravens, though, they're starting to blitz the run. And that's why I think the Raiders are finding it very difficult to run the ball on this defense.
Raiders last week had 344 yards of offense, but they gave up 418 yards to the Jets. Didn't turn it over, and they got the win in overtime. Russell throwing the deep ball and a perfect pass to the other team. Frank Walker, the interception. Johnny Lee Higgins, intended receiver. Walker with a shimmy, and Russell with a pick.
No, Higgins had a double move, and Walker never bid on it. Over to the right side, and Russell expecting him to get on top of the defense, and Walker just sit and waited, made the catch, and the interception.
Well, Frank Walker in his 6th year in the NFL, former Giant, former Packer, now the starter at cornerback, replacing Chris McAllister. Not only because McAllister is injured, but certainly a lot of the talk this week, McAllister is just not himself. Penalty marker down. Here's Jeff Triplett.
False start. Number 71 of the offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
McAllister not playing because of a knee injury, but John Harbaugh telling us, look, McAllister just hasn't played great football. It's a function of the knee. It flared up on him this week. He said, look, McAllister thinks he's playing better than he is right now. We had a good conversation on Friday, but it's been very frustrating for McAllister. Harbaugh handling it the way that he sees fit as the head coach.
Absolutely, and obviously the head coach is going to have the final say, and is really trying to get Chris McAllister to play better.
False start. 33 and 23. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Multiple false starts, McClain and McGahee. So the Baltimore Ravens will have it 1st and 12 from the 1-yard line. Those were just 1-yard penalties back-to-back. Jamarcus Russell basically with a first down punt for the Raiders on that pass.
Nevertheless, a turnover, something they were able to avoid last week in their win over the Jets.
Inside running, it is McClain. Some tough yards on the interior. 3-yard gain. Jabril Wilson, physical, hard-hitting safety, makes that stop. It's on a 6-year deal to play with the Oakland Raiders. Super Bowl champion with the New York Giants.
Conventional wisdom tells you that the Baltimore Ravens are going to try to pound it, try to get some room between themselves and that goal line by running the football. I think you can take a shot at D'Angelo Hall, one of these cornerbacks who are locked up in man-to-man coverage. Got to go ahead and try to take a shot maybe with play out.
Let's see if they follow the conventional wisdom of Solomon. They go with the running attack of Willis McGahee. And McGahee able to get out across the 10-yard line. So they've gotten themselves out of deep trouble where they were lining up in their own end zone.
Oh, they're just going to pound it, and it is a run play going right behind LaRon McClain. He cuts it back up the middle. Still short of that first down marker, maybe by a yard or so, creating a 3rd and 1 opportunity. Now you really expect them to run it and maybe some short pass.
Line of scrimmage is the 12. And McKenzie with that second cut dives forward, and it's going to be enough for a first down. They'll move the chains. And the Oakland Raiders defense had an opportunity to make a big statement here. They couldn't do it.
Yeah, and if you're Rob Ryan, you got to be disappointed in your defensive front. Gerard Warren, defensive tackle, Tommy Kelly, Kalimba Edwards, Jay Richardson, your defensive line, including your linebackers, you've got to hunker down and be able to stop the running game in this area of the football field.
Play fake. Flacco out of the pocket, swings it to McClain. Now McClain able to fall forward for an extra yard, but that's it. Thomas Howard, first man there.
And Cam Cameron came back with the play action on a short pass on first down. Not really taking any chances of getting the ball down the field. I think you've got to take some shots. As much man-to-man coverage as you're going to get from this Raiders defense, you're going to get one-on-one opportunities and expect your wide receivers to be able to win. And I think you've got to take some shots down the field against Rob Ryan's defense. It does a lot of things. It opens up the underneath passing game and creates, I think, more room to run the football.
2nd and 9 now for the Ravens. Baltimore has 66 total yards. They just get the playoff. Flacco, quick slant, and should have been picked off by Hall. There was a hot potato, and D'Angelo Hall had an opportunity there.
Well, D'Angelo just did a really good job. He was in man-to-man coverage against Derek Mason, and he just jammed him at the line of scrimmage, refused to allow him inside area, and then watch how he jumps the ball. See the jam there? And that's why he prevented the wide receiver from getting to the spot where Joe Flacco had expected him to be and nearly came away with an interception.
2-time Pro Bowler D'Angelo Hall. Tell you what, Nnamdi Asomugha does not see anything.
He's a lonely man over there.
He is.
No one will even try him.
Blitz coming. Ray Rice. Rice grinding out yards. And enough for a first down.
Now this is an excellent run by Ray Rice. He's the smaller of the backs they have in that backfield. 5'8", 205 pounds, but he runs well behind his pads. And as you can see, has a really good sense for where the opening is going to be in that offensive line up front.
All-time leading rusher in Rutgers football history. And the clock rolls with 8:27 and counting left in this first half. A 9-yard gain for Rice. First down from the 25. Remember, they were pinned back at their own 1. Flacco on the give. And it's Rice again. Ray Rice emerges through that sea of white and purple for a 5-yard gain. Wakefield and Richardson collaborate on the hit. Don't set your fantasy league lineup without watching Fantasy Football Today live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern only on CBSSports.com. Baltimore Ravens with a 9-0 lead on the Oakland Raiders. Rice, a couple of carries, 14 yards for him, and he'll stay in the game here. Play action. Flacco, deep ball, sideline, out of bounds, incomplete. Derek Mason, one-on-one with D'Angelo Hall, two of the bigger talkers in the NFL.
And D'Angelo Hall just continues to play excellent man-to-man coverage. This is man coverage, and what did John Harbaugh say to Flacco? Be surprised if they show you zone coverage, but you got to be able to attack man-to-man coverage. One-on-one, D'Angelo Hall stays on top of the receiver, Derek Mason. Nowhere to go with the football. These cornerbacks will stay glued to your wide receiver. Someone has to shake loose to make a play for Flacco. 9th play of the drive right now. Stanford Rout is out there as the nickel back for Oakland. Shotgun for Flacco. Flacco's got time. Steps, slings open, wide open. Demetrius Williams down the sideline. Touchdown Ravens. Big time connection. 70 yards, Flacco to Williams. It is the longest pass play in the young career of Joe Flacco. The poise of the young rookie quarterback, you can't say enough about. This is zone coverage. Okay, they're in zone. He looks to his left, goes back, and finds Williams wide open. Someone dropped coverage in their area of the field. The one time they give you zone coverage, Flacco finds a guy wide open. They're so used to playing man coverage that the zone coverage requires more discipline, and you see the breakdown by the Raiders defense.
Extra point for Matt Stover. It'll go down as a 9-play, 97-yard drive. The 70-yard connection to Williams. Well, Demetrius Williams suffered through an ankle injury in 2007. This year, just trying to get into the swing of things, become a target for Joe Flacco. It was Williams' first touchdown of the season. And Flacco buying some extra time and remaining patient in the pocket. Johnny Lee Higgins, his momentum just carried him out of bounds, and things are falling apart here for the Oakland Raiders. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, here's Demetrius Williams. Now, both safeties, Jabril Wilson, he has this half of the field. This safety has the other half. And then all he'll do is just run right down the field. And Jabril Wilson is supposed to stay over the top of the #1 receiver. He chased ghosts over the middle of the field, turns Demetrius Williams open for an easy touchdown. Wilson's used to playing that center field in man-to-man coverage, not used to playing the cover 2 zone.
16-0, and the Baltimore defense believes they can actually add to the lead here. They had a safety earlier. The rookie Jameel McClain made the play. Handoff, it's Fargas. And Justin Fargas trampled as Haloti Ngata made the play down low. It's a 1-yard gain for Fargas.
So 2 mistakes, not just by Jabril Wilson, who allows the touchdown, but Johnny Lee Higgins gives his offense very poor field position. And this is where the Ravens defense like to make big plays. Can they turn this kind of poor field position for the Raiders into points for themselves?
Well, Jamarcus Russell so far 3 of 5, 29 yards, and a long interception. They're trying to run it out of the danger zone, and Fargas will pick up another yard. But that's it. Jared Johnson will be given credit for the stop. If you haven't seen 11th Hour, you're missing Thursday's #1 new show. From executive producer Jerry Bruckheimer, a new 11th Hour. It's Thursday after CSI here on CBS.
Now we're facing 3rd and 8. You can bet your bottom dollar Rex Ryan is going to come after the quarterback. He's going to blitz the run. He's going to blitz the quarterback and look to make a big play. Jamarcus Russell's going to have to get rid of the ball quickly.
Tom Zibikowski, extra defensive back for Baltimore. Russell does get rid of it, and it's complete. Chaz Schillings going to come up short of a first down, though.
Well, they were able to blitz, but you got to give the Raiders some credit. They were able to pick up the blitz and give Jamarcus Russell some extra time to get rid of the ball.
Baltimore with 150 yards of offense thanks to the long 70-yard touchdown. Oakland 33 yards of offense in this first half. We've got 5:38 and counting remaining.
Now, if you can't run on this defense, you can't win. Very seldom do teams run the ball on the Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens have gone 25 straight games without allowing a 100-yard rushing. Longest streak in the NFL. Jim Leonard with a penalty marker down. Leonard already had the long 46-yard return. And Leonard into Oakland territory, out of bounds. Flag on the play. 60-yard punt, a 24-yard return for Leonard, the former Buffalo Bill.
Holding, number 84, the receiving team. 10-yard, 84. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It is 84. Edgar Jones, backup tight end, called on the hold, so the return from Leonard will be called back. But the Baltimore Ravens in control here in the second quarter. The Raiders traveling from west to east. The last 12 teams in the NFL to travel from west to east and play a 1 o'clock kickoff have lost. 0 for the last 12. Handoff to McGahee, good cut as McGahee was able to pick up 4 yards. Ricky Brown making the play defensively for Oakland. 0-8 this season, Solomon, and sometimes there are anomalies and numbers. You can kind of manipulate them any way you want. This is a legitimate trend that's developed.
And you've got some good teams on there. You've got San Diego, you've got Arizona, you have Seattle. So some very good teams from the West Coast. That Eastern time zone has become like the twilight zone.
When you ask the players about it, and we did with the Raiders, and what do they say automatically? No.
Not a big deal.
No big deal. Easy to adjust. They make the transition. We acclimate. They're struggling now. Flacco floats one upstairs and caught by Mason. Flag is down. A rainbow delivery.
Holding number 65 of the offense.
Wow.
10-yard penalty. First down.
It's coming back. Chris Chester, the starting right guard, in for the injured Marshall Yanda, who's been placed on IR, called for the hold.
You can hear even the disappointment in Jeff Triplett's voice. I mean, it's like we finally got some offense, and I've got to call this one back. But, hey, he saw it, he called it, and certainly it was a wonderful throw from the quarterback, Joe Flacco.
So the play is coming back. Mason with a tremendous individual effort. He is, pound for pound, one of the toughest guys in the National Football League. Worked so hard to make himself a successful player at this level. 12th year in the league, couple of Pro Bowls, 5 1,000-yard seasons.
Well, they're starting to take some shots down the field, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offense.
Flacco today, 4 of 12, 80 yards and a touchdown. Handoff. McGahee through the middle. It's a 4-yard gain. Kirk Morrison with another tackle for Oakland.
It's a wonderful effort by Derek Mason. Look at that. I think still really good coverage by D'Angelo Hall, who's just a fingertip away from knocking that ball down or getting a finger on it. And what concentration by Derek Mason.
Hiram Eugene then with the big hit after the catch, and Mason able to hold on to it. It was all called back because of the Chester hold.
And how dare that counts for nothing? You know he's got to get in the whirlpool the next day.
Yeah.
After taking that
Nothing.
lick.
He has, other than that highlight, he's got nothing to show for it. Flacco standing tall on 3rd and 12. Ray Rice makes a man miss, and he turns it into a first down. It was Kirk Morrison, who's got about 15 or 20 family and friends out at this game. Family on his mom's side live in the general area. And Morrison unable to make the stop on Rice, a 14-yard pickup.
We told you Ray Rice brings something different to the table at 5'8", 205 pounds. More shifty than any other running back on the Baltimore Ravens roster. Watch it in open field. Set him up. And well, I think he almost lost me on that play. I mean, that was a real Class A move by Ray Rice.
Ravens are now 6 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. They go with McGahee. And McGahee lifted up off his feet. D'Angelo Hall helping in run support. A 4-yard gain for Willis McGahee.
Really good rhythm right now by Cam Cameron and this offense. I think they've got some continuity. Yes, they're able to run the ball, I think, for a little bit. Then they're able to dump it off and create a miss in the underneath coverage. And then going up top, I think after going up top to Demetrius Williams, then to Derek Mason, even though the play was called back, you forced the defense and those linebackers to spread out a little bit, creating more room underneath to make plays.
Troy Smith back in there. It's the wild bird formation. Handoff. Ray Rice.
There you go.
On the acceleration, so you don't know what's coming. Obviously, you got to watch your P's and Q's if Smith is taking the direct snap. This time, instead of Smith carrying it, they give it off to Rice, who has been a factor in this first half. We've hit the 2-minute warning in the second quarter. Ravens are pitching the shutout against the Raiders. Joe Flacco is on the sidelines for the Baltimore Ravens. Troy Smith will take the snap out of the gun. 2 minutes to play in this first half. Smith, the pitch. Ray Rice, and knocked out of bounds. So the Ravens getting creative and utilizing whatever is at their disposal on offense.
Well, they break the bone on this one. It's not the wishbone, it's the eye bone. And look at this. You come downhill, it's an option play. If you hit the quarterback, then he's going to pitch it over to Ray Rice. Either way, you're vulnerable to giving up a big play. And only with the talents of a Troy Smith can you expect to run this. Be careful. You also throw the ball with
Ravens in front, 19-0. Back in the broadcast booth, Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots. We've seen creativity from the Baltimore offense. We've seen ferocious Ravens defense, and we've seen very little from the Oakland offense so far, Sol.
As usual, Baltimore Ravens led by their defense, 2 sacks in the first half, 1 for a safety, and then the offense got going in the second quarter, scoring 2 touchdowns, including a 70-yard strike to a wide-open Demetrius Williams. So right now, really excellent balance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and even special teams. Nice punt return by Jim Leonard to set up the other touchdown.
Ray Rice will return the kick for Baltimore. Sebastian Janikowski will kick it off. First time we've seen him. Rice will take it on a bounce and will take a knee. Ravens will have it at the 20. Well, at halftime, 11-time Pro Bowler Jonathan Ogden inducted into the Ravens Ring of Honor. Classy individual. When the Ravens were building their foundation, Ozzie Newsome, their general manager, decided take Ogden out of UCLA and don't worry about the left side of the offensive line for 12 years.
Boy, yeah, this is the first, I think, of many inductions to come someday to be enshrined into Canton in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
So the Ravens take over with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Inside handoff, McClain. Hole opened up and then closed in a hurry. So McClain brought down, gang tackled after the pickup of 2. Ravens offense didn't get off to a fast start by any means. 3 punts on their first 3 possessions. Then in that second quarter, Solomon, as you alluded to, things picked up.
Yeah, you see the 5 plays, 17 yards for a touchdown. That was set up by the play on special teams. So they're playing really good coming into the second half.
And McGahee driven backwards by Tommy Kelly. No gain on the play. Let's look at it from the Oakland perspective now. They feel good about themselves, get the overtime win over the Jets. They fly across the country. They come in early on Friday. Jamarcus Russell showed some leadership in that 4th quarter in overtime last week. And then we've seen none of it. No signs of that whatsoever today in Baltimore.
And the one thing Tom Cable talked about, he wants his team to fight. He wants them to fight in every area of the football team. The offense, the defense, and guys have to fight for one another is the one thing he talked about.
Shotgun, Flacco, he's got room. And Flacco angles for the first down. So on a few occasions this season, Joe Flacco, who certainly was not known as a mobile quarterback coming out of Delaware, known more as a true pocket passer, he's made plays with his legs.
I gotta tell you, when he moves, he can fly. He was gobbling up yards by the chunks. As defenders were chasing him, they couldn't get to him before he got to the first down marker and then got out of bounds. So an excellent play by Joe Flacco. Main thing there is securing the ball once he gets out of the pocket.
Yeah, we asked him about the rookie wall. Is he concerned with hitting that? I'll tell you about that in a moment. Little trickery on the end around. Mark Clayton driven towards the sideline. Not a whole lot there. But Flacco said, hey, let me remind you, last year at Delaware, I played 15 games. We had 11 regular season games, and then because it's Division I AA, they have a playoff system, played 4 playoff games. 15 games last year at Delaware.
15 games is a lot for any college player, and certainly here's a guy that I think he surprised us all. He talked about his mobility. I think he's even surprised us with his poise and his presence. He said, I'm ignoring that rookie wall stuff. He said, I'm not paying any attention to it.
All right, let's see if he can surprise us by catching a ball at the wide receiver spot, because Troy Smith takes the direct snap. Running play, and it's Ray Rice. And the Raiders were ready for it. Jay Richardson making the stop for Oakland. It's a 3-yard gain for Rice. And now Smith will head back to the sideline for Baltimore.
In comes Demetrius Williams, who's already made a play in this game. I think Cam Cameron has the offense moving along pretty good. Interesting 3rd down play here. You'll like to see Joe Flacco continue to make plays on 3rd down, where they've been really good so far today.
7 of 11 converting 3rd downs. This is a 3rd and 5. Flacco out of the gun from the 40-yard line. Rush is coming. Flacco throws, nobody home. He was looking in the area of Demetrius Williams. Don't know if he got off his break or not. Nnamdi Asomugha, the coverage.
Yeah, and Nnamdi was in excellent coverage as he was plastered to Demetrius Williams, who couldn't make the cut to come back to the ball. So give Nnamdi the credit Ball does come his way, but nowhere close where he could get to it.
Can you make a Pro Bowl if nobody throws at you every game?
I think you should, because you've eliminated at least 10% of what the offense would like to do.
Johnny Lee Higgins back deep along with D'Angelo Hall for Oakland. Let him go! And this is Higgins stepping forward and falling down at the 30-yard line. Let's see if the Oakland Raiders can get something going and find a rhythm on offense. We haven't seen it all day. Only 35 yards of total offense for the Raiders, who are getting shut out in Baltimore.
So this is the reef. Great. Oh, hey, I'm out of air. Air is an additional $35 upgrade fee. Yeah. Do you want it? Yeah, I want that.
Hidden fees can make a good deal bad. At Southwest Airlines, we don't do hidden fees. Just low fares to your favorite destinations, starting at $69. Low fares, no hidden fees.
In today's luxury game, the question isn't whether or not your car has available features like a 40-gig hard drive, sunroofs, or Sapelli wood accents. The real question is, when you turn your car on, does it return the favor?
With financing that fits, your Cadillac dealer has access to hundreds of banks, all competing to give you the best rates possible on the award-winning CTS, starting at just $30,995.
Look, I really like you, but you're giving me mixed signals. I saw you in an ad in the paper and you were one price. You were a totally different price online. And now you're telling me that you could be a whole nother price if I buy you in your store?
Is that going to be a deal breaker?
I have somebody I think you should meet.
Unlike some stores, Circuit City has a one-price promise.
I'm Jennifer.
Which means the low prices you find online are the same prices you find in our stores. Circuit City will hook you up with one low price.
Revealing the mysteries of Cambodia.
I need a clue. Don't tell me I've got to go up there.
Isn't easy.
Can we have a set of teeth? Purse?
New Amazing Race, CBS tonight after 60 minutes.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Turf toe has kept talented rookie from Arkansas, Darren McFadden, on the sideline today. The number 4 pick overall, explosive ability, star quality with the combination of size, speed, vision. So Justin Fargas with 11 carries. He's the leading rusher for the Raiders with 18 yards. Russell to throw. Almost intercepted. Ray Lewis.
Bart Scott provided tremendous pressure on Jamarcus Russell. And what Russell is trying to do, he's trying to throw the ball behind Ray Lewis. He didn't expect the cat-like quickness of Ray Lewis to change directions and nearly come back and intercept the ball. Watch, he clears coverage. See how he stops on the dime and comes back to the ball, nearly intercepted. And Jamarcus Russell was anticipating Ray Lewis running through that area, creating a window to fit that ball in.
Miller, intended receiver on the out route. Here's Russell off the play action. Russell showing off his strong arm in stride. Chaz Schillens. And the biggest play of the day on offense for Oakland. There are finally some signs of life for this Raider offense. The former Raider, Fabian Washington, had the coverage on Schillens, and it was good coverage, 60 yards.
And Schillens went and got it. These are the kind of plays you need to make for your quarterback, Jamarcus Russell, who can throw the ball a mile. And Schillens is the guy that has caught the eye of his head coach, Tom Cable, who said this is the guy who just keeps working every day in practice, and we're going to give him more, and you can see him taking more on that big pass play.
On first down, handoff, Fargas, and Fargas hit hard around the neck area as he's brought down inside the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal. Ed Reed over there defensively for the Ravens. This is by far the deepest penetration of the day for Oakland. Prior to this had been their own 46-yard line. First time they've actually been in Baltimore territory.
Well, they're not able to run the ball. Right now, they're only averaging 1.6 yards per carry against this Ravens defense. That means the wide receivers have to get into the act and start making plays.
They've struggled in the red zone this season. Russell buys some time, play action, and throws it away. Too high for Ashley Lally. 5 touchdowns in 16 red zone possessions.
That's not nearly enough to be consistent winners in the NFL. I do believe Jamarcus Russell did the right thing. Just throw it away. It was only a one route sort of combination by one wide receiver. Everyone else stayed in to max protect, and if that one guy doesn't get open right away, you simply just got to throw it away and live to fight on third down.
3rd and goal from the 3. Russell looking for the fade. Up top. Incomplete. Ashley Lallee able to haul it in, but he was out of bounds. Fabian Washington with the assignment, and Sebastian Janikowski will come on for the field goal attempt.
On many of these plays, there's only one option for Jamarcus Russell. There's no progression, just one receiver to throw it to, and that one receiver on both plays has been well covered. This is just really good coverage by Fabian Washington. Nowhere to go with the ball.
Washington in for the injured Samari Rolle. He was a first-round pick of the Raiders back in 2005 before being traded this offseason. Chippy here for Janikowski, 21-yard field goal. He can make those in a deep sleep. And he puts the Raiders on the board. 19-3 Ravens.
An advanced 2-mode hybrid system. Check. 20 miles per gallon in the city while still seating 8. Check. The world's first full-size luxury hybrid SUV. Checkmate.
When it seems your life is totaled, what burger can bring you bliss? Oops. Mushrooms wrapped in melted cheese and a gentle Angus kiss. 'Tis the sweetest thing from Burger King. New steakhouse, shroom and Swiss.
Prepare to defeat dry skin with new Gillette Dry Skin Hydrator and Body Wash. A deep cleanser with 3 times the hydrators. You'll step out of the shower feeling like you could take on the world. New Gillette Body Wash. Unleash the power of your shower.
Hey, Craig! One more time! They've been asking me to do this all day. Check me out. One more time. Come on. That's 3 reasons to pick me. Your move.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Frost brewed Coors Light. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies. And by Cadillac, introducing the 2009 Cadillac Escalade Hybrid.
Great look at the harbor area here in Baltimore. Oakland's first 23 plays produced a total of 35 yards. Then on one play, they got 60 yards down the field. Russell to Schillens. And a short field goal for Janikowski. Raiders have their first points of the day. Ray Rice on the return as he crosses the 25-yard line. One of the sidebars to this game today, the Ryan Bowl, the reunion of defensive coordinating brothers. Rex Ryan on the left, Rob Ryan on the right. Twin brothers. We could take you back. Let's turn back the clock. Look at the outfit.
Monochromatic.
Yes,
right?
yeah, they
like that.
They went for the light blue, the sky blue ensemble. Obviously, the two are very close. Their dad, Buddy Ryan, former head coach with Philadelphia, with Arizona, defensive coordinator of the Bears when they won the Super Bowl. Willis McGahee, little stutter step up the middle, and he carries to the 35. Thomas Howard in on the stop, 8-yard gain. And both Ryans, when asked about growing up in a football family, they said Thanksgiving Day, it was legendary. The football games out in the back lawn. It didn't really officially start until somebody hit someone.
Oh, you could tell both those guys played in the mud, and it was just the beginning of things. What did Terrell Suggs tell us about Rob Ryan? Says he's welcome into this building anytime except when we're playing the Raiders.
He's family. We consider him family except today. LaRon McClain gets the carry. Not much there as McLean is able to get a first down, though. They'll move the chains. Coming up Thursday on TV's #1 show, a club scene becomes a murder scene. Don't miss the final haunting minutes of a new CSI Thursday at 9, 8 Central on CBS. McLean limped off following that play. As he got the necessary yardage for a first down, training staff will come over to take a peek. It appears to be the right leg. So it's McGahee with Lorenzo Neal in front of him. There's a lane. McGahee breaking out to the second level. And Willis McGahee down at the 40-yard line. Penalty marker back to the line of scrimmage, though.
Holding, number 71 in the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Best run of the day from McGahee. It's coming back.
Jared Gaither, the left tackle, he was going to flag him. He is the one who draws the flag and brings back this play. You know, John Harbaugh is saying, hey, this is what we want. We've got points on the board. Now we want to put them away. We do it by running the football and bleeding the clock.
Ravens snapped a 3-game losing streak last week with that win over Miami. They're 2-1 at home this season. Victories over Cincinnati and Cleveland. They lost in a tough one to Tennessee, a game that easily could have gone their way. They've allowed only 36 points, and now they're 4th game at home. And McGahee banging his way out across the 30-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Hiram Eugene, the starting safety, making the stop for Oakland.
At what point does Cam Cameron really start to turn this offense over to Joe Flacco? I think at some point you have to do it. We talked to Willie Anderson and sort of compared him to the way that Carson Palmer was groomed in Cincinnati. And he said, you know, Carson didn't play till his second year, and he took over the huddle. He said, right now, we have to give the huddle over to Joe Flacco.
NFL leader in time of possession, the Baltimore Ravens at 33-12 per game. Flacco fading back. Underneath McGahee, dropped by Howard. Thomas Howard, an explosive hitter, one of the fastest linebackers in the National Football League, making the plays. Got terrific instincts.
And watch his speed on the play. He'll beat Ben Grubbs, number 66, and just flow right over the top. And see, once he gets past the guard, it's an easy tackle for Thomas Howard. You play aggressive and you play with speed, you can make more plays. It's exactly what Howard did to beat Ben Grubbs and make the tackle on Willis McGahee.
And that penalty will loom large potentially. McGahee had given Baltimore a first down, had given them more time to run off the clock. Felt like they were dominating the line of scrimmage. Now back-to-back plays. They face a 3rd and 21. Flacco, safety valve. It's Ray Rice. And Rice down the sideline.
Wow.
Is he ever making plays today? Ray Rice made Jabril Wilson miss. He's been slippery, and it's a 13-yard gain.
Playing winning football is about technique and fundamentals. Watch Jabril Wilson. Make the tackle. You got him on the sideline. All you have to do is keep your feet, push him out of bounds, and they're punting the football. But if you shoot your gun and miss, as he does here, you allow Ray Rice to get up that sideline and make the first down. No way you can miss that tackle when you have a player pinned on the sideline. But give Ray Rice credit. A little stutter step forced Jabril Wilson to whiff on the play.
Solomon, he's their leading rusher today. He's their leading receiver today. 2 catches and a 21-yard catch and run.
Hey, Coach Billy! What? We need to open this Coors Light cooler for some frost brewed refreshment. Do you know the combination?
Go double right, turbo right, double pump.
Coach, it's not working.
Tandem right, Z-Peel. Where's San Diego?
Forget it, Coach. Gonna wedge it open with a crowbar.
Let's wedge it.
I'm trying.
Frost Brewed Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Coach, we still can't get into the Coors Light. You're gonna have to come up here.
Time out.
He's coming.
World record holder Michael Phelps is the fastest swimmer ever. So I've come to this aquatic center to challenge him to a race on the internet. I'll be using this 3G AT&T Laptop Connect card. He won't. So I can download inventory reports faster, email business proposals faster, all on the go. I'm Bill Curtis, and I'm faster than Michael Phelps.
Switch to the nation's fastest 3G network and get the AT&T Laptop Connect card for free.
All trucks haul. All trucks tow. They all push, yank, carry, and heave. All trucks work. Our truck works for less. The lowest cost of ownership of any full-size pickup. And now, J.D. Power and Associates' highest-ranked large pickup in initial quality. Chevy Silverado, America's best truck.
More people find what they're looking for in one place. CBS. The #1 comedy, the #1 new comedy, the #1 news magazine, the #1 news show, and the #1 show on television.
Do I know how to turn you on or what?
CBS, America's most watched network.
(19-3), Baltimore leading Oakland. And the Ravens get a first down from Ray Rice to keep this drive going. Rice stays in the game, crosses midfield into Oakland territory. Give him a 2-yard gain. It's a coming out party for the New Rochelle, New York native. First year out of Rutgers, second-round pick. Tremendous balance, excellent vision. We've seen the quickness. He was a workhorse at Rutgers, so he can handle a heavy load.
Loved him coming out of college and thought he would be a really good back on the NFL level. I think Ozzie Newsome believed the same when he took him in the second round of the NFL draft. And boy, he's paying off huge to that.
Troy Smith is lined up just parallel to Flacco out of the gun. Hand off to Smith, he wants to throw. Smith looks the other way.
He's got
Smith
speed.
Airing it out to Flacco.
He's got speed.
Flacco's.
Now that's fun.
He hauls it in. They're having a ball in Baltimore. 43 yards.
The blip gave us a shot of a peewee football game, and I think they're taking some plays from him. And here's the linebacker, Ricky Brown, in coverage, and watch the speed of Joe Flacco. Beautifully thrown ball by Troy Smith.
McGahee tried to squeeze out the extra yardage for the touchdown. He comes up just short. But fans here are still buzzing about the Smith pass to Joe Flacco.
What were you more impressed by? Was it the throw by Troy Smith, which was beautiful, or the speed in which Joe Flacco got separation on the linebacker and was able to close in and track that football in midair?
I think the catch. Let's throw the catch in there.
Incredible for a 6'6" guy.
Flacco, who did play wide receiver long ago, and then he finally got his wish to play QB in high school. Flag down as McGahee takes it in for the touchdown. But penalty markers on the play. Raiders are pointing to the Ravens, and Jeff Triplett will agree.
Holding number 65 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Chris Chester's taking some plays off the board.
For McGahee in particular.
Oh, yeah. He owes McGahee big time. McGahee could be clearly approaching that 100-yard rushing mark. Chris Chester could just keep his hands to himself.
McGahee has 50 yards on the ground. He's got a rushing touchdown. He just had one negated. Cam Cameron, he has kept the Raiders off balance today. So second and goal, back it up to the 13.
Unbalanced offensive line, strong left.
See the game plan here is with Flacco on a handoff. And McGahee is brought down. On a slip by McGahee, flag on the play. A drive that had so much promise, some trickery and creativity.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 79 was on the end of the line and did not report. Second down.
Well, there's Willie Anderson that was called on the penalty, Tom Cable.
So you have to report, even though you didn't initially line there, remember they shifted to that unbalanced formation, which makes Willie Anderson an eligible receiver on the play. He becomes a tight end lining up on the end of the line of scrimmage. But if you're wearing that number 79, you do have to report to the official.
Now, Anderson admitted to us, professionally, this has been one of the toughest things he's ever done. The transition to a new team. He's been taken out of his comfort zone, but he said the guys have been very welcoming. Coaching staff has worked with him. Flacco standing in the pocket, gets rid of it, and Ray Rice is brought down by Thomas Howard. Howard celebrating after the play. It was third down, so the Ravens field goal unit will come on.
Or after the feel-good play from Troy Smith to Joe Flacco, the fans here at M&T Bank Stadium wanted a touchdown. Yeah, they have to settle for a field goal, but still, you love the way this offense is playing. You just love the rhythm you're seeing right now, even led by their young quarterback, and then the creativity to get Troy Smith in the action.
30-yard field goal attempt. Matt Catula will snap it. Cook the holder. And Matt Stover knocks it through to give Baltimore a 22-3 advantage with 3:18 to go in the third. Now, who knew? Joe Flacco in a receiver's role. Big highlight.
All trucks give you horsepower. All trucks give you torque. They all give you tow packages and beefy V8s. All trucks give you power. No one does it with less gas. No other full-size pickup has better fuel economy. Chevy Silverado, America's best truck. And now J.D. Power and Associates' highest-ranked large pickup in initial quality.
He was the #1 draft pick. He's a slam dunk champion. He has 30% more lung capacity, the reflexes of a puma. And yes, Dwight Howard's got mad skills. But you've got French fries. Monopoly at McDonald's is back and serving up a shot at $100,000 every day. So you have exactly the same chance to win as anyone else. Period.
Hey, I think you're getting in his head a little bit.
It's anybody's game to win.
Hello, I'm a Mac. And I'm a PC. Advertising, advertising, advertising. Fix Vista. Advertising, advertising, advertising.
PC?
Fix Vista. Oh, I'm just doing a little budgeting, Mac. You know, with all the Vista problems that have been frustrating PC users, I have to take drastic action.
By investing in advertising?
Yes, advertising, and I'm also putting something toward resolving Vista's problems.
But do you really think that amount of money is going to help fix Vista?
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
We'll just put it all on advertising.
11th hour, Thursdays on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chevy, an American revolution. And by McDonald's. Play Monopoly at McDonald's.
It's October, so no baseball at Camden Yards. Sorry, Orioles fans. It's not a low blow, that's just fact. 22-3, Baltimore leading Oakland. Johnny Lee Higgins on the return for the Raiders. Well, they need a spark of some sort. It's not going to come on this play as he crosses the 30-yard line. A little bit of everything today from the Baltimore Ravens. They've got the sizable lead.
Circuit City's the place to save on the hottest new games. This Tuesday, get a $10 gift card and mini strategy guide free when you pick up Fallout 3 for just $59.99. Circuit City will hook you up with the hottest new games.
12%. Chance that someday you will accidentally hit reply all. 15%. What you can save on ground shipping at FedEx office over the UPS store. FedEx.
If you're looking for a comeback story that's full of heart.
If you need anything, like money or something like that, don't you hesitate to call me now.
You're not my father, Floyd.
She said what?
Keep looking.
You knocked up my wife. Hold it from me first. I can't stand.
For these two soul men.
My eyes. I'm sorry, man. I got on these tight slacks.
A lot can happen on the road to the top. Samuel L. Jackson, Bernie Mac. Soul Man.
All that. God, what's wrong with you, mama?
Rated R. Everywhere November 7th.
We only got one room left, but I doubt you'll want it.
Why not?
It's a dead zone. Can't get your calls, your precious emails. It's like you don't even exist.
I've got the Verizon network.
You good?
Oh. The towers are kind of scratchy.
We test America's largest 3G network every day. Verizon Wireless. Get the exclusive LG Dare. Full touchscreen, 3G speed, loaded with features.
As Marines, you will conduct yourself with honor.
The night before he went to war.
What if I lose you as soon as I found you?
Was his last.
You're asking me about a coward that went AWOL?
We think he got killed on shore leave.
It's our job to see this Marine gets his honor back.
A new cold case, CBS tonight.
22-3 in our game. It's actually 12-6 in that game. Pee Wee football.
Yeah, they just scored.
They just scored.
Ready to kick off again.
We've seen the Wildcat 8 times in that game. We'll keep you posted on that one. 3 minutes and change left in this third quarter. Russell off the play action. Russell throwing. He's got Miller inside the 40-yard line.
Well, here's the one thing you love the most about Jamarcus Russell. Yes, he has a beautiful cannon for an arm, but at 6'6", 260, he can throw on the run. Zach Miller, I think, is a rising star at the tight end position. Need to get him the ball a little bit more. The more the receivers can make plays, the more he can get open. And look at the accuracy that maintains by Jamarcus Russell while the 6'6" quarterback is on the move.
Miller's only one of 3 tight ends to lead their respective teams in receiving. Jason Witten and Bo Scaife, the other 2. Here's Russell. Fires one over the middle to Miller. Incomplete. Ray Lewis with the coverage for Baltimore. 2:29 remaining in this third quarter. Time for an NFL Today update. Let's head to New York. Check in with JB.
Ian and Solomon, even without Reggie Bush, New Orleans looking good. Drew Brees, play action, hooking up with Mark Campbell, capping an 8-play, 87-yard drive. They're scoring well, 30-17 over San Diego. That in London. Back to Ian and Solomon.
JB, we talk about those teams from the West Coast traveling to Eastern time zone. How do you expect the Chargers to prevail across the pond in London?
They've had a long couple of weeks.
Wow.
Russell out of the gun. Open man is Schillens. And Chaz Schillens making a name for himself with this Raiders offense a little bit short of the first down marker. Any way you look at it, CBS is television's #1 network with the #1 comedy, the #1 new comedy, the #1 news magazine, and the #1 news show, plus the #1 show on television. CBS is America's most watched network.
Now let's see if Greg Knapp can borrow some plays from this Pee Wee football game. They seem to be working at the NFL level.
3rd and 1. Raiders just need a yard to keep this drive going. Bootleg. Russell forced to throw it up for grabs.
Wow.
And Miller's got it. Off the heave from Russell. 1st and goal inside the 5.
And now you see why everyone raves about the talent of Jamarcus Russell. I don't know how he was able to avoid the sack on this play, but then threw the ball to an excellent area, allowing Miller a chance to make a play on the ball. It was an excellent throw, maybe even a better catch by Zach Miller.
Ball spotted at the 4. 1st and goal for the Raiders. Russell on a handoff. Michael Bush trying to power his way off tackle for 2 yards. Douglas combining with Nada to bring him down.
What do we say when we talk to Tom Capel, the head coach for the Oakland Raiders? He said, given the young talent you have on this team, do you like what you have? Is there more need? He said he believes that they have the talent to win now. It's really about getting the Raiders to play more discipline and to play for each other and play as a complete football team.
2nd and goal. Raiders trying to get back into this game. Russell fake the handoff. Russell throwing. Upended.
Ray Lewis.
Justin Griffith could not get to the goal line.
Great play by Ray Lewis. In the middle of that defense, the 13-year veteran, watch him come up to make this tackle and stop Griffith for going in for a touchdown. Look at this. That's a tackle. And he goes down quickly before hitting that goal line.
Boy, oh boy, it was close though as he extended the football. Ray Lewis made a spectacular play. You just figure momentum would have carried Griffith to the end zone.
He's a big guy, and Ray took out the legs, and that's what got him on the ground.
And Griffith shaken up on the play. Let's take another look at this. Watch the ball. Boom. I think he got it.
Did it break the goal line? All it has to do is break the plane. The official's right there on it.
Tom Cable just threw the red flag. They've got to take a look at this.
That's a pretty good throw by Tom Cable. That red flag made it clear out to the hash mark.
He's got a gun. Cable just threw it to the huddle.
He sure did. Boy, didn't you enjoy our meeting with him yesterday? Very refreshing. He's a real football guy.
Oakland is challenging a ruling on the field of short of the goal line.
We asked him about his coaching mentors. He mentioned names like Alex Gibbs, Steve Mariucci, Dennis Erickson, Gary Barnett. He's coached under a lot of good ones. Let's see if he gets this challenge to work in his favor.
Ladies and gentlemen, flight 152 is now boarding to Honolulu.
Check, check, check. Business class.
Boarded, man.
Safety check.
This in here, and we're out of here.
All right, let's get the show on the road, boys.
Buckle up, dudes. Close it up.
I'm tracking the luggage guys on screen.
Loading.
Lights. Stage.
Roger, you were cleared for takeoff.
Let's rock.
Get work done now. Communicate in less than a second with rugged Nextel Direct Connect phones. Only on the Now Network.
I've been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Ellersburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, El Dorado, Larimore, Atmore, Haverstraw, Chattanooga, Chasta, Nebraska, Alaska.
Wherever you plan to stop, Comfort Suites will be there. So come in, spread out, and get some work done. Or not. Right now at Comfort Suites in these Choice Hotels, you can earn up to $250 in free gas only when you book at choicehotels.com or 800-4CHOICE. So get more mileage out of your travel plans with Choice Hotels.
He was the #1 draft pick. He's a slam dunk champion. He has 30% more lung capacity, the reflexes of a puma. And yes, Dwight Howard's got mad skills. But you've got French fries. Monopoly at McDonald's is back and serving up a shot at $100,000 every day. So you have exactly the same chance to win as anyone else. Period.
Hey, I think you're getting in his head a little bit.
It's anybody's game to win.
This is one tough call for Jeff Triplett.
His hand is over the tip of the ball. Does the ball penetrate that goal line? I think it's going to be too close to overturn the call on the field. Boy, that is as close as I've ever seen it. But because his hand is over the tip of the ball, you can't see clearly if the point of the ball penetrates that goal line. If it does, or if it's interpreted that it does via the replay, then it would be ruled a touchdown. I think it's going to be too close to call and not enough evidence to overturn the call on the field.
Ray Lewis made a brilliant play. Let's see what Jeff Triplett's decision is on the challenge from Tom Cable.
The runner does break the plane of the goal line with the ball before he is down by contact. It is a touchdown.
Wow.
Lee put 36 seconds back on the game clock. 3-6 on the game clock. Oakland is not.
Got to tell you, that one's there as a judgment call. It's in the eye of the beholder, and here's the official right there. See, he's right on top of it. Remember, when he saw it real time, he declared that it was not a touchdown. They go back and look at it, and they say that there's the penetration needed to overrule the call on the field and give the Raiders a touchdown.
So Triplett saw enough. Cable with the right move on the challenge, and the Raiders get a touchdown on the play. Justin Griffith, who was hurt on the play. Russell gets a touchdown through the air. He's now 9 of 15 for 163 yards. A touchdown and a pick. And Justin Griffith gets his first receiving touchdown of the season. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher have the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. 6 plays, 69 yards for Tom Cable's offense. And with 36 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Cable just working his way around the team here to make sure that the message is sent. They're still in this game. There's still plenty of time to get a win.
And on those 6 plays, 5 passes by Jamarcus Russell. I thought he came alive on that series, making plays. He and the tight end, Zach Miller, hooking up to move the ball down the field. They cannot run the football on this Baltimore Ravens defense. So it is going to have to be the quarterback, Jamarcus Russell. I thought he grew up a little bit last week against the New York Jets in the fourth quarter and in overtime, where he hooked up with his wide receivers, put them in a position to win that football game. He's going to have to get it together here in the second half and make even more plays in the passing game.
Janikowski kicking off to Ray Rice. He'll take it from the goal line. And Rice emerges through that hole, but he's cut down shy of the 30-yard line, a 28-yard return. Well, you mentioned it, Solomon, trying to run on the Baltimore defense. It just doesn't happen. We talked to Terrell Suggs about that long streak, injury on the play. And it's Brendan Ayon-Baidejo, one of the best special team players in the NFL. We asked Suggs about the streak. He said, oh, no. That's like a no-hitter for a pitcher. We don't talk about that. We know it's out there, but we don't talk about the number.
Suggs is a delightful guy to talk to. He was quite entertaining when we talked to him about this bounty nonsense. And, of course, he said, hey, he apologized for even bringing it up. But, he says he's friends with Hines Ward and said that he thought that Hines took it in good humor, kind of understood where they were coming from, and went further to explain that, hey, every week in the game plan, we single guys out that we know we have to stop. And so it is that sense that we earmark a guy. But I thought his use of the word bounty, it certainly is a no-no. You don't want to give the impression that you and your guys are trying to take a guy out.
Well, it's a red flag, and the NFL certainly had to make a comment regarding it, and they did definitively, stating to not only Terrell Suggs but the Baltimore Ravens that any participation in bounty activity could result in significant disciplinary action. I think the message was received.
You know what also? He played one heck of a game last week. AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and I think that was lost with all the other comments made.
Flacco fakes the handoff and dumps it off to Daniel Wilcox. Out of bounds, just short of a first down. The other thing that Suggs had mentioned in that radio interview was Troy Smith, how he'd like to see Troy Smith out there at quarterback. Now, the way that it was depicted was he wanted to see him as the starter. Suggs backed off that and said, no. I just want to see Smith get a package or two, which, coincidentally enough,
it has happened.
It happened.
And you know what? He did not want to say anything negative about Joe Flacco. He was just trying to be positive about the attributes that he thought Troy Smith would bring to the football team.
End of the third quarter here in Baltimore. Game of inches, to say the least. That's Oakland's lone touchdown of the day.
What brought Wall Street down? You will be surprised what 60 Minutes found out.
It sounds a little like a bookie operation.
Yes. Tonight.
Without a Trace, Tuesdays on CBS. The NBA season is back. You can get it for less with the best deal in sports. NBA League Pass early bird offer. Order by November 4th and save $20 off the regular season price. Don't miss a moment from your favorite teams wherever you live. And catch the best action from around the entire league every night. Get NBA League Pass from DirecTV. Now for just 4 payments of $42.25 each. To order and save $20, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directv.com/NBA.
You like playing football? I love playing football.
Dodge Connolly just got a new teammate.
A couple of plays we ran at Princeton.
A lot of our plays are pretty strong.
These are a lot like your plays, only a little more effective.
Now.
What's he got that I haven't got?
Money, power, influence.
Besides that.
Intellect.
If you want to win, you need to play dirty.
Where were you two?
Out.
Nowhere.
Leatherheads.
You get the first punch.
Now playing on demand and pay-per-view.
This is 2,000 years down. We're going down into the graves of ancient Romans.
I'm the first person that has ever been down here.
Secret passageway. It's a journey back in time. Countless bodies. They don't even know how deep this goes. Down here is where I live. Up there is where I die.
Their entire city covered up and forgotten until now.
We're one of the last generations to actually get to explore. I'm Don Wildman, and I make history every day.
Cities of the Underworld, tonight at 9 on History.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Baltimore. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots, the rest of our CBS crew. Ravens leading the Raiders 22-10. Raiders have had major problems in the fourth quarter. They've allowed 84 points in the fourth, the most in the NFL. LaRon McClain met by Jay Richardson. Joe Flacco, rookie quarterback. He's added some highlights to the reel here today. The long 70-yard touchdown to Demetrius Williams. Flacco getting out of the pocket, making plays. Made a play as a receiver as well. Here's McGahee banging hard on the inside, and McGahee's got a first down for the Ravens out near the 40-yard line.
Well, it's been excellent balance on the offense for the Baltimore Ravens today. They've done a really good job. 35 run plays and 21 pass plays, and almost equal in terms of 167 rushing yards, 167 yards throwing the ball. So can't get any more balance than that.
Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Ravens looking to move to 4-3. And hoping for back-to-back wins as McClain gets the carry inside. Kalimba Edwards makes the stop for Oakland, a 3-yard gain. Vote for your favorite players for the 2009 Pro Bowl today at NFL.com. Then enter for a chance to win a trip to Hawaii to see the 2009 Pro Bowl. You can vote online or on your mobile phone only at NFL.com/Pro Bowl. 2nd and 7 from the 42. McClain with 32 yards on the ground. Really has been a three-headed rushing attack today for Baltimore. McGahee, Rice, and McClain. Flacco, the flip to Heat. And Todd Heat out across midfield into Oakland territory. Jabril Wilson with the hit. Out of bounds. Todd Heat, the Ravens' all-time leading receiver. Missed 10 games last year with a hamstring injury. Has had a tough time just getting up to speed this year. Yeah, the numbers are way down from what you'd expect. Pro Bowl in 2002, 2003. He's been such a big play weapon for this offense through the years.
Over 4,000 career receiving yards for the Baltimore Ravens. So certainly former Pro Bowler and trying to regain his form in 2008.
1st and 10 from the 47 of Oakland. Flacco on the handoff. McGahee. Big crowd there. And give him a gain of 1 on the play. Well, you're not quite sure where they're going to hit you with their rushing attack.
Well, they've been hitting them everywhere. Up the middle, in the jaw, okay, running the ball whenever and wherever they can, even on the beautiful option play from Troy Smith to Ray Rice. And as you said, I have gotten all 3 running backs, McGahee, McClain, and Ray Rice, involved in the offense.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain. We approach the 12-minute mark of this fourth quarter. Give it to Rice. And Ray Rice squeezes out an extra yard to the 45. So give him a gain of 2 on the play, setting up 3rd down and about 8. Tommy Kelly makes the stop for Oakland.
3rd down, the play action has been very effective for Joe Flacco today, and just very impressed with the way that he's handled himself on 3rd down. 9 of 15 so far in the game on 3rd down. Let's see if he can convert another. You know they're going to have to put the ball in the air. If the protection holds up, he's been very good at finding the open guy.
Now Rice is small, but he's strong, very strong. Out of the gun, Flacco knocked away. Stanford route. And the Oakland Raiders defense has done its job with 11:21 to go in the fourth. They're going to get the football back.
The Raiders have done a good job, have gotten their hands on enough balls. This one going over the middle. You can see route undercutting the route by Derek Mason. Able to bat that one away. But boy, if they could just come away with a few of the balls they've been able to get their hands on, this game could take on a different complexion.
So on 4th down, we'll see Sam Cook. Johnny Lee Higgins standing at his own 8-yard line. End over end. Higgins from the 10. And down quickly. Baltimore special teams, Jameel McClain. The rookie had the safety earlier and then makes a big play on specials to pin Oakland deep. Raiders in a hole. We're in the fourth quarter.
Saved by 0. limited time only, you can get amazing 0 APR financing on your favorite Toyota. That's 0% financing on 11 different models featuring Toyota's legendary quality. No other car brand can make this offer. So hurry in now and see how much 0 can save you on a new Toyota.
Saved by Zero. Saved by Zero.
Foam doesn't just take up space in the glass, it's part of the experience.
For each of our Michelob beers, we're looking for this wonderful cling and lacing. Amberbock's all malt body gives it this rich, creamy layer. Pale Ale has this wonderful cathedral window effect.
Shows that we've done everything right, from malting, mashing, through fermentation.
Every time you take a sip, Great Foam will leave a little notch in the glass. It's where it was, this is where it is now, that's where it'll be next.
There's a family behind the Michelob family of beers. Michelob, crafting a better beer.
Well, are you gonna go for it?
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
No, crazy is not connecting your new flat screen to DirecTV. Clark switched, and now he gets all his favorite channels in HD.
I'm in deep.
A man with that much HD is such a turn on.
On average, get 3 times more HD channels than cable. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It's a Halloween CSI.
I'm going after him.
That will haunt you.
That's it, it's over.
New CSI, Thursday.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Oakland Raiders have had balance, 16 rushes, 17 passes. The problem, the running game has been non-existent. 30 rushing yards for a team that averages over 140 per game, second in the AFC to only Tennessee. This drive opens up from the 11-yard line. Russell loops one, incomplete to Zach Miller. Bart Scott drew the coverage, the linebacker against the tight end for Baltimore.
Really good coverage by Bart Scott, and you have to ask yourself, will they even try to run the ball? I think Darren McFadden being out of this game, Al Davis, as he looks on, still has his hands on the lever when it comes to running and controlling this football team. But with McFadden out, their inability to run the football, I mean, it's really, as I think, hurt this team, averaging 1.9 yards rushing the football today against the Ravens defense.
That was a big blow. When the inactive sheet came out and McFadden's name was on it, this game's complexion took a turn as Michael Bush running off tackle. Trevor Price with the stop. About a gain of a yard, yard and a half. Because with McFadden, the creativity quotient goes up. And obviously for Baltimore, you've got to be aware of him on every single play he's on the field.
And the Ravens expected him to be in this game today. They spent considerable amount of time practicing against the Wildcat, expecting to see McFadden not just running it, but throwing the football as well.
They defended the Wildcat quite well last week in the victory over Miami, 27-13. 7 defensive backs right now for the Ravens. Russell to throw it. Underneath, Johnny Lee Higgins cannot get to the marker. So the Ravens gang up with defensive backs, including Corey Ivy and Ed Reed. And they did not get the necessary yardage for a first down.
But the Raiders' offensive players, they're staying on the field. They want Coach Tom Cable to go for it. He's not going to reward them. He's not going to do it. And nor do I think he should go for it. At least not in a conventional sense.
Well, you go for it and you don't get it, it's good night.
That's right.
With 9:45 left to play, you still have to trust your defense.
Well, you've got a good punter out there as well.
Shane Leckler, maybe number 1 in the NFL, in fact. In terms of yardage, he is 48 yards per kick this year. Not one of his best efforts as it takes a roll out of bounds. Jim Leonard allows it to. It's a 41-yard punt. Baltimore, they're in the driver's seat, leading 22-10.
I thought I could trust you. You said you weren't motivated by revenge.
I'm motivated by my duty.
I think you don't care who you hurt. You can't tell your friends from your enemies it's time to go.
You don't have to worry about me.
Of Solace, rated PG-13, in theaters everywhere November 14th.
Say
Now, for a limited time only, you can get amazing 0 APR financing on your favorite Toyota. That's 0% financing on 11 different models featuring Toyota's legendary quality. No other car brand can make this offer. So hurry in now and see how much 0 can save you on a new Toyota.
Saved by Zero. Saved by Zero.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes. I don't really like sports.
Nothing's better for sports than a Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored in high definition by Sony. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA. Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. And by Toyota. Moving forward.
We want to thank the MetLife Blimp and the crew for providing aerial coverage of all the action down below. Look for the MetLife Blimp. Snoopy 1, 2, and 3 when they pass through a town near you.
Here we go, guys.
Well, Jamarcus Russell, it's all about the learning experience in his second year, making his 8th career start. On the road, he's completed only 38% of his passes. And today, he's 10 of 17 for 171 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Ravens take over, hand off to Willis McGahee. Through the gut for a 3-yard gain. Hiram Eugene makes the stop for Oakland, along with Morrison.
So much is talked about Jamarcus Russell and his completion percentage on the road. What did Tom Cable tell us? He said, by far, the area of this football team that has to improve is his wide receivers. 8 drops heading into last week's game against the Jets, and then had 3 more in a game that they actually won. He said he'd like to have none. So it's clear that he's put the onus on the wide receivers to make more plays for his young quarterback.
And he called guys out.
Yeah, he did.
McGahee loses the football. D'Angelo Hall was there for Oakland, and he got it. McGahee coughs it up for the Ravens, and with 8:45 to go in the fourth, Oakland has second life.
We said for Joe Flacco, the young quarterback, that protecting the ball, not turning it over, helps this team to win games. Same is true for a veteran like Willis McGahee. You see he's hit on that play, and the ball just pops out. D'Angelo Hall smartly gets on it. Turnovers are the great equalizers. Good as the Ravens have played today, they can give it away and allow Oakland to get back into this game by turning it over.
Jabril Wilson with the hit. Forced the turnover. Raiders take over with Russell. Play action. Russell stepping up in the pocket. Russell looking to run. And Jamarcus Russell scampers out of bounds.
You see a kid that big at 6'6", 260, and we're saying that lightly. Move as well as Jamarcus Russell. The footwork in the pocket. This is what you teach. This is what all the great ones have in common. And then for him to be able to pick up that first down, get out of bounds, I think is simply remarkable. So if you can move like that and throw it the way that he throws it, boy, the sky's the limit.
13-yard run, first down for Oakland at the Baltimore 30-yard line. To the ground game. Michael Bush. He picks up 2. Bush tripping over Luke Walton, his fullback. May have gotten some extra yardage. Right now, McGahee left alone with his thoughts along the sideline as Baltimore, if they sustained a long drive, game over.
Yeah, that was an opportunity to put the Oakland Raiders away. Obviously, if you can kill more time off the clock and put points on the board, but to turn it over in this area of the field, and now the Raiders are knocking at the door to really get themselves back into the game.
Line of scrimmage is the 28. Lawton is the motion man. Russell, play action, steps up in the pocket. Russell throwing, nobody home. On a cross, Chaz Schillens, the intended target.
I think he struggled with accuracy on that one because the protection was there. He had good movement in the pocket to buy himself more time and had a receiver open, crossing the field, and threw it into the dirt.
Offensive coordinator Greg Knapp. We talked to Russell about that dynamic. He said it's been good since the dismissal of Lane Kiffin. He and Knapp are able to get on the same page on the sidelines and get a sense of what Knapp would like to call as the game progresses. This is a big play right now for the Raiders. He didn't get the play off. Play clock hit 0. Working out of the shotgun, Russell did not get the snap in time.
They were
delay a game. Number 2 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
I'll just watch this. See the offensive linemen? See, they still were making their checks. And that's why he couldn't call for the snap until the offense have been able to really set the protection. When the offensive linemen are still making their count, you can't call for the snap.
Only the 2nd penalty of the day charged to Oakland, but a costly one. Now 3rd and 13. Ravens crowding the line. Here they come on Russell. He is devoured. Haloti Ngata for Baltimore.
Unfortunate set of circumstances as the Raiders, a penalty knocks them further away from field goal position, and then this sack. The pressure up the middle right in the face of Jamarcus Russell. You see they're bringing the linebackers, but then they turn Haloti Ngata loose on Jamarcus Russell for a big-time sack because now they're going to have to snap it. They could not go for a field goal in this situation and facing 4th and 21.
4th down and long, and Russell will take a timeout. 6:54 to go in the 4th. And the Oakland Raiders are running out of chances here. Timeout in Baltimore.
Saved by Zero.
Now, for a limited time only, you can get amazing 0 APR financing on your favorite Toyota.
Saved by Zero.
That's 0% financing on 11 different models featuring Toyota's legendary quality. No other car brand can make this offer. So hurry in now and see how much 0 can save you on a new Toyota.
Saved by Zero. Saved by Zero.
What's this? The new BlackBerry? You've seen Blackberries before. It's no big deal. Maybe one quick peek, just to see what all the fuss is about. Whoa.
So what you gonna get? No, check it out, don't answer that. I know what we're gonna get. Friday's right portion, right price menu. Hey, I'm talking big flavor here. Just the right amount of food. And it starts at just $5.99. So you'll have enough left over, you can buy those ladies some dessert.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. Baked good, Mac?
They look delicious, yeah. What's the occasion?
I'm trying to raise money to finally fix Vista.
Why are you doing it yourself?
Well, marketing guys decided to run a big, expensive ad campaign rather than use that money to fix Vista. Since my problems don't seem to be a priority to them, taking matters into my own hands, a bake sale.
That's a good idea. I'd love to help you out. I'll take a cupcake, buddy.
There you go.
Nice. How much is this going to be?
Have a bite. $10 million. Now you have to pay me because you had a bite.
CBS Tuesday on an NCIS Halloween event. He knows all.
That's Latin for second victim.
He's daring us to find him. He sees all.
Boss, this isn't a video. It's streaming live. He's outside Abby's lab.
He kills all.
He's right outside my door.
Abby, we're coming.
NCIS! A new NCIS CBS Tuesday.
I hate serial killers.
4th and 21 for Tom Cable and the Oakland Raiders with 6:54 to go here in the 4th. And the Raiders trailing 22-10. 3 receivers set. Fans come to life here at M&T Bank Stadium. Shotgun. They handle the rush initially. Russell out of the pocket, looking to throw it deep. Russell uncorks one, out of bounds. Ashley Lalee in the area, and the Raiders turned it over on downs.
Good defense by the Baltimore Ravens. Flushing Russell from the pocket, but really good coverage on the back end. Simply had nowhere to go with it. And see, as the pocket collapsed, he does a good job of moving to his left to try to buy more time. Now look down the field. Tell me if you see a white jersey open. I don't think so.
So Ashley Lalee, the only man in the area that Russell felt he could even squeeze a ball into, but clearly didn't want to make any kind of mistake or further mistake. Irrelevant as they turned it over on downs. The Baltimore Ravens in complete control right now. A long drive, and they can wrap this one up to move to 4-3. Flacco. Todd Heap can't secure it. Hiram Eugene with the coverage, the safety, and it's incomplete. NFL Today update. Let's head to New York. Check in with JB.
Ian and Solly, not a good day for Brett Favre. Take a look here as he throws his pass right to Brandon Flowers. Flowers, his second pick of the day. He won't be caught. 91 yards to pay dirt. Third pick of the day thrown by Favre. It is now 24-21 Kansas City. 7:25 left in regulation. Back to Ian and Solomon.
Brett Favre giveth. Brett Favre taketh away. And now the Jets find themselves on the wrong end in a tight one against Kansas City. Wow, what a turn there. 6.5 to go here. Ravens run the ball. They could use a little bit of clock on a 4-yard gain for Rice.
And now, if you're the Ravens, ball protection. And that's the only way that this game is going to get away from you. We already seen the one fumble here in the fourth quarter by Willis McGahee. He puts it on the ground, and the defense came up big, came up with a stop, and now with a second opportunity to put it away. You've got to protect the football and not turn it over.
Rice 8 carries, 64 yards. McGahee has gone for 55 yards and a touchdown, and now a third down for Flacco. Out of the pocket. Flacco on the move, throwing, sideline route. Clean catch, but short of a first down. Daniel Wilcox able to haul it in. They needed to get it across midfield to the 49 of Oakland, and he's short.
Yeah, and watch down the field. You know, he dumps this one short. He did have Ray Rice come open late over the middle, but this is where he's been taught that once he gets out of the pocket, protect the football. Commit to your decision. Don't come off of it, because you sometimes would throw it late over the middle of the field. It could be intercepted.
Well, you and I were here for the Tennessee game, and that was an issue
that
for
was
Flacco.
The storyline.
Late in that game, some indecision by Flacco, trying to make a play, not sticking with his initial decision.
Yeah, and that time you could see the growth and development of the young quarterback. Threw it where he was going to commit, where only his guy could get it, and did avoid the turnover.
Sam Cook. Excellent leg strength in his third year out of Nebraska. And it's going to be a touchback. Corey Ivy made his way down the field and almost made the play. The Raiders will have it at the 20, but they're running out of time. 5:03 remaining in the fourth.
Kick. A 30-yard field goal attempt to try to win it. Ball down. Kick on the way. It is good. It's good. It's good. And that's it.
Live from your pocket, it's the NFL. Get the new NFL Mobile Live free with any data plan. Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
This fall, get more mileage out of your travel plans. Just stay at Comfort Suites or any of these Choice hotels, and you can earn up to $250 in free gas. Only when you book at choicehotels.com or 800-4CHOICE. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
With stuffed crust pizza, you can't go straight for all that cheese in there.
Right.
It's America's favorite stuffed crust pizza with loads of melty cheese stuffed inside. Specially priced at just $11.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut.
Saved by Zero.
Now, for a limited time only, you can get amazing 0 APR financing on your favorite Toyota.
Saved by Zero.
That's 0% financing on 11 different models featuring Toyota's legendary quality. No other car brand can make this offer. So hurry in now and see how much 0 can save you on a new Toyota.
Saved by Zero. Saved by Zero.
Simon Baker stars in The Mentalist, Tuesdays on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Comfort Suites Hotels. Get all the room you need to spread out and relax. Book now at choicehotels.com. And by Sprint. Get NFL Mobile Live only from Sprint, only on the Now Network.
22-10, Ravens with the lead. Now it's up to the number 2 ranked defense in the National Football League to deliver the knockout punch. Pittsburgh ranked number 1 in the NFL. Baltimore number 2. Russell hit as he throws. Dying quail. It's up for grabs. And it's incomplete.
Boy, was up for grabs. And you know how the Ravens are when the ball is thrown up in the air. I mean, they were all just running as fast as they could to get to this ball. Watch Jamarcus Russell. It's going to be hit as he throws the football. Hit right there. That ball is just thrown up. Look how many purple jerseys are fighting for that football.
And again, Terrell Suggs providing heat on the quarterback. He's having a Pro Bowl season, Solomon.
Absolutely. Fast to fly around. And boy, can he smell a sack when he gets near the quarterback.
2nd and 10. Shotgun, Russell. Russell flushed out. Hit as he throws again. And nobody in the area. Suggs and Nada combine to get in the face of Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, it's feeding time right now for the Baltimore Ravens in this pass defense. They know the Raiders are in a position where they have to throw the football. Watch Haloti Ngata coming off the right side and up the middle. Is he and Terrell Suggs. They get the hit on the quarterback. Anytime Russell can't step into it, he can't get anything on the ball, and the ball tends to float and hang on him just a little bit.
3rd and 10. 4:50 to play. We are in the 4th. Shotgun, Russell gets rid of it, incomplete. Over the middle, Ashley Lalee, intended target, a little bit slow to get up. And it's 4th down. Russell's going to stay on the field.
I think they're going to go ahead and see what they can do and make a play on 4th down. Clearly running out of time. And if you're going to mount a drive, I think it has to happen now for the Oakland Raiders.
Now 4th down, they went for it last possession on 4th and 21. Incomplete pass. This is 4th and 10 for Russell. Steps. And Russell is dumped. Jared Johnson gets the sack for Baltimore. Again, Suggs provided pressure. And he was wrapped up by Johnson for the sack.
Suggs really is who forced him to step up in the pocket. And when they collapse it the way they do, then you have to step up. But they're also bringing pressure. See him coming off the right side. Suggs forces him to step up. And Jared Johnson's coming from that other side. Either way, they meet at the quarterback. Come up with yet another sack for this Ravens defense.
It is the 4th sack of the day for Baltimore. And the Ravens take over at the Oakland 10.
Hit, harassed, and hurried is Jamarcus Russell, in large in part to the efforts of Terrell Suggs.
1st and goal from the 10, McGahee. And he'll lose yardage on the play. Clinton Edwards sliding over to make that play. 2nd and goal now for Baltimore. Clock is moving, 4:25 and counting left in this 4th quarter.
Can't say enough about the Ravens defense today. Holding this Oakland Raider offense to under 200 yards in total offense. It all starts with their run defense. They force you to become one-dimensional, and from there they feast on your quarterback. When they know you're dropping back to throw it every single down, they thrive off pressure and picks. They like to turn those interceptions into touchdowns.
2nd and goal. McGahee slicing through. And Jabril Wilson cut him down low, a gain of 4. We asked Jamarcus Russell about his thoughts going against this Baltimore defense. Oh, he said, I know they're going to be a bunch of wild dogs out there. Now, I'm ready. I got to go through my progressions, got to maintain my poise. And for Russell, he did not get a whole lot of help.
No, the wide receivers didn't drop a lot of balls, but just getting open and being able to shake loose the coverage and then make a play in terms of yards after the catch. That's where the plays have to be made, and that's how you help your young quarterback.
Oakland with one timeout remaining. Don't forget, coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cower. We've got the latest NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Subway postgame show. So, Baltimore Ravens just 3 minutes and 45 seconds away from improving to 4-3. The Raiders would drop to 2-5. Up next, home games against Atlanta and Carolina for the Raiders back out on the West Coast. And this trend traveling from west to east appears to be continuing. It would be 13 straight losses for a team traveling west to east, playing a 1 o'clock game, losing. Ray Rice with the touchdown. Flacco finds the rookie. And it's a rookie bonanza today for Baltimore. The Ravens add to their lead. Flag down.
Eligible downfield. Number 71 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Well, Jeff Triplett ruins the rookie party.
Jared Gaither, the guy downfield. He's a young player, but you understand this is a 3-step drop. I mean, the ball's coming out quick. What are you doing firing downfield? The offensive lineman for the Ravens, if there's one area that you have to be concerned with going into the week, they're going to really work on this offensive line, who've taken a number of big plays off the board today.
8 penalties for Baltimore, costing them 52 yards, but really more than that. If you look back at the McGahee long run that was called back.
Touchdown.
A touchdown just now to Ray Rice, a clean one, Flacco to Rice. So now 3rd and goal. Oh, Flacco diving, he's in, touchdown. The quarterback keeper for Joe Flacco. He's done it all today for Baltimore.
It's good ball handling by Flacco. Watch this guy, Trevor Scott, and they just beat him. He acts here, then he gets outside. Only one guy you have to beat there, and he beats him. As soon as you get outside, the speed of Joe Flacco is too much for this defense to keep him out of the end zone. We've seen him have longer runs than that so far this year for a touchdown, but boy, has he been impressive today.
Flacco with 140 yards through the air, a touchdown, no interceptions. Had a catch today, the first of his NFL career, and a rushing touchdown for Flacco.
Wow, good ball fake to beat the defensive end, Trevor Scott, on the play.
29-10, the Baltimore Ravens in front of the Oakland Raiders. Matching up the defensive coordinators, the Ryan brothers. This one belongs to Rex. Ravens defensive coordinator, there's Rob. Rob's got a couple of Super Bowl rings as a member of the New England Patriots coaching staff. Rex has a Super Bowl ring as a member of the Baltimore Ravens coaching staff. Proud father Buddy Ryan in attendance. We had a chance to see him out on the field before the game, and Buddy was looking spry.
Oh, I tell you what, Joe Flacco, the way he's coming on, can't say enough with Cam Cameron, the coordinator, and Hugh Jackson, the quarterback coach, and how they're grooming this young quarterback and how he's coming along. He and Matt Ryan, in terms of what he's doing in Atlanta, you've got to be really impressed with how these young quarterbacks from day one have become starters, and now how they're maturing and leading their football team.
Johnny Lee Higgins, the return man for Oakland, runs into a wall at the 23 and then able to get out across the 25-yard line. Edgar Jones with the hit on special teams. The Ravens' upcoming schedule. They'll be at Cleveland. They'll be at Houston. They'll be at the Giants. 3 straight road games before returning home for a matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nothing will test a rookie quarterback like that stretch of road games. And Joe Flacco says he's not worried about the rookie wall. I think we should talk to him again after that 3-game road stretch.
Yeah, it's funny because we asked him about the Suggs comments on the radio regarding Troy Smith, and Flacco said, hey, I didn't hear him. I didn't hear about him. He said, it's not that I go out of my way to avoid news and stories, but I'm just not plugged into that world. I've never been that kind of guy, reading everything, scouring the internet.
Timeout. Baltimore.
Oh, he told us. He said, even didn't know anything about it until Suggs came up and apologized. He said, I didn't know what he was talking about. So here's a guy that, he gets into the building every day at 6:30 a.m. Many of the players have told us about that, his commitment and dedication. So when they see a young player working that hard, and they like the ribbon. Terrell Suggs called him, Shane Falco?
Yeah, that Shane Falco was the quarterback in the movie The Replacements, played by Keanu Reeves. And we know that was a bunch of replacement players during a pro football strike. And we knew that he called him Shane Falco. We just didn't know he was going to call it to his face when the two were passing for our meeting. He said, hey, what's up, Shane Falco?
Called him Shane right there. And Joe Flacco just let him roll right off his back. It's part of the rookie process.
Russell throwing on the quick out, and Javon Walker getting in on the act. The Oakland Raiders schedule back-to-back home games against Atlanta and Carolina. They hit the road for games in Miami and Denver, Kansas City, and San Diego before they hit that final stretch. Tom Cable talked about how the team had really become a product of the losing. You mentioned earlier that Cable believes there's talent. Al Davis is always going to have talented players on the roster. No more excuses. And it's all about wins and losses. Russell throwing incomplete. Cable's mantra has been to his players, look, I'm not asking you to worry about next month or the entire season, the big picture. On Sundays, I just want you to go 1-0. 1-0 on Sundays. And it happened last week. They got the victory over the New York Jets. They showed some fight. They showed some resiliency, maybe some signs that there was improvement. But this Sunday, it's 0-1.
Yeah, you want a bunch of 1-0s. He says, let's go 1-0 every week, and then we'll put them all together at the end of the season and see what we got. You kind of like that thinking for a team that, it's kind of been snake bitten. They always find a way to lose. He said, guys, we have talent. We got to start finding a way to win.
Russell has got a cannon, and it's complete. Ashley Lallee with the catch into Baltimore territory. And the Raiders making their way to the line of scrimmage. Lallee have been a little shaken up on the play. Under 3 minutes to play now here in the fourth. And Baltimore with a big lead, 29-10 over Oakland. Russell knocked down. Jared Johnson making another play defensively for the Ravens. Stops the clock with 2:48 left. We still have the 2-minute warning left, and Oakland does have a timeout remaining as well.
On that play, the Raiders just seemed completely out of sync. Simply because they weren't in a huddle. It changed the rhythm and timing of things, the communication coming from the quarterback, and they just seem out of sorts on that play. Now that they come out of a huddle, let's see if they can put together a play that looks the way that it's drawn up.
Second down for the Raiders. Shotgun, Russell gets rid of it, and too low. Javon Walker, the Pro Bowler from 2004. It's not a big deal during the offseason. 6 years, $55 million. Came in with only 10 catches for 134 yards this season.
And only 2 catches so far today for 28 yards. So certainly not the kind of production they had hoped for when they signed Walker to that big-time contract.
Formerly with Green Bay and Denver. 3rd and 10. For the third time today, we've noticed the Ravens have 7 defensive backs on the field for Jamarcus Russell to think about. They'll throw it underneath to Ronald Curry. Curry, a forgotten man now in this Oakland offense after being benched for too many drops. Chaz Schillens replaced him in the starting lineup. Curry now in his 7th year in the NFL. Leading receiver for this Oakland team each of the last 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you need players to step up. This is what Coach Capel was talking about. Guys who do have the talent, but certainly hadn't been landed on the line each and every week.
4th and 3. Russell will convert it to Johnny Lee Higgins and a first down to the 20.
Much better timing and protection in the passing game that time for the Oakland Raiders.
We've hit the 2-minute warning. The Baltimore Ravens will move to 4-3. They've got the big lead on Oakland.
It's time someone gave homeowners the tools to do more with less. It's time guaranteed low prices got even lower. At the Home Depot, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items throughout the store. From tools to ceiling fans, light bulbs to Behr and Glidden paint, everyday items to special projects and more. Some of our biggest reductions ever to help protect your biggest investment. At the Home Depot, you can do it, we can help.
3. Number of people who can track packages using mental telepathy. Number of people who are tracking packages using FedEx Mobile. FedEx.
I worked my magic on the judge. You're going to Sturdy Wings.
They thought community service
We bring adults and children together.
would be the easy way out.
What up, Ronnie?
I want to take my pants off.
What?
But it's turning into
Ronnie, I'm black. You think I did it?
I will hit a child. I've never done that before, but I will punch you in the face.
hard time.
No. What are you doing?
From Universal Pictures.
We need your help.
I am not here to service you. I'm here to service these young boys.
Role Models. Rated R. Starts November 7th.
Circuit City's the place to save on the hottest new games. This Tuesday, get a $10 gift card and mini strategy guide free when you pick up Fallout 3 for just $59.99. Circuit City will hook you up with the hottest new games.
Dr. Jacob Hood is one scientist
Somebody's operating on autistic children without their consent.
who knows life
From mentally challenged to mentally gifted in the space of a month
is not an experiment.
For the first time, she called me Mom.
New episodes seen this Thursday after CSI.
Ravens entered action 3-1 all time against the Oakland Raiders. Beat them in the AFC Championship game. Remember that back in January of 2001, 16-3 en route to a Super Bowl title for Baltimore and Brian Billick. Under 2 minutes left. Jamarcus Russell out of the pocket. Russell steps and throws complete to the 15-yard line. Ronald Curry making that catch for the Raiders.
You love to see Jamarcus Russell move around. Such a big quarterback and still could throw the ball so accurately and so well. Just get this sense that he's growing before your very eyes.
15 of 30 today, 229 yards, a touchdown, and an interception for Russell. Down to a minute 22 left. Russell. Incomplete. Javon Walker on a slant against Ed Reed.
You know Ed Reed, he's jumping anything he can. He came close. But you know, Walker came close to actually making the catch and scoring a touchdown. The speed and velocity on that ball by Jamarcus Russell is the only thing that kept Ed Reed from making the jump and the interception.
Oakland Raiders total miles traveled this season. They are number 2 for the Seattle Seahawks. 34,218 miles traveled. Up, pick 6. It was there, and it would have been a huge highlight for the former Raider, Fabian Washington. You know, Washington was asked about the deal. Was he upset that the Raiders dealt him? And he came out and said, you know what? They were right to deal me. I wasn't playing up to my potential.
Oh, these 3-step drop. He read it correctly. All he needs is a pair of hands. And he's got himself a really good play. Interception return for a touchdown.
Washington starting for the injured Samari Rolle. They hope to have him back. Rolle missed the last 5 games after neck surgery. Play clock wound down to 0. Russell throwing incomplete. Ed Reed just sized up Ronald Curry.
Wow. This one, you go back to your quarterback and say, do you really think I was open? Do you really think I had a chance to catch that one? I don't think so. 3 Ravens right there in the vicinity where that ball is. Ronald Curry never had a chance, and Ed Reed was there to make sure he wasn't going to catch.
Corey Ivy came over to just help him get up as Curry took a little extra time following the hit. So with a minute 12 left, that's it. Ed Reed, who himself is not 100%, Reed, who was a Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL back in 2004, a ball hawk, 4-time Pro Bowler. Wow. He's still right up there with any safety in
I think he's the best safety in the National Football League. He makes plays, and he keeps quarterbacks up at night because they don't know where he's going. And he has just a sense and an instinct about himself that I think makes him one of the best in the league.
Because the term tentative and read is not something you would ever use together. Well, there's a little Gatorade shower for Rex Ryan. The Ryan Bowl belongs to Rex.
Don't you love the way these Ravens, they play for their coaches? Last week, they were showering Cam Cameron, their offensive coordinator, with a win in Miami. And now today, they heap praise on their defensive coordinator, Rex Ryan.
Joe Flacco did a little bit of everything today for the Baltimore Ravens. Excellent performance by the rookie. The Ravens improve to 4-3 as they knock off the Oakland Raiders. Much more still to come. This is the NFL on CBS.
All right, Ian and Solomon. So